There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Honored One's I was gonna say thumbnail. Oh my god.
You basically did say thumbnail, bro.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Honored One's podcast, the one and only podcast on YouTube ever. Fun fact about today's episode, guys. We will officially set the record for most civil JJK video to come out this week on the internet.
Will we? Are we gonna be very civil here?
Unbelievably civil. BR and I discussed it at length, and we both decided this is going to be the most peaceful episode of Honored Ones. All right.
Did we account for chat in that equation there?
We did not account for chat in that situation, which is BR's bad. He'll try better. He'll try harder next time.
Interesting.
He does
statement.
apologize. So we're all good there.
Okay. Yeah. What's up, chat? Ignoring that weirdo for a second. Hope y'all are doing good. Obviously, there's an elephant in the room when it comes to JJK, which we will get to. But I will say this week in general was a pretty good one for chapters. I think if I'm remembering correctly, just about every chapter that we usually talk about that dropped was great. And Naruto dropped a chapter. Kishimoto dropped a chapter for that Minato one shot. And I'm gonna have to talk about it for a second once we get a little bit later into the pod. But I mean, Black Clover I think did something good. If I'm remembering, Black Clover did something good. My Hero came out and just started swinging. Obviously, Gege did his thing, and Blue Look had a great chapter too. So, looking forward to getting into it and talk about our thoughts.
That and of course we do have book club, and want to give a special shout out to all of you guys here in chat because I. Never mind. I did not have a good punchline. I was like, yeah, I'll figure it out once I get there. Right? It's all about the journey, not the destination. That was very much about the destination, BR. Be better. All right? This is a learning opportunity for both of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
Hello, everyone. Let's start with Black Clover.
As we usually do.
Yep.
How did you feel about Black Clover's chapter, bro?
Asta's back, and Asta's back, dude. Thank God. Tabata's cool, but let's be honest. He's sitting on 3 crutches, and the fact that he managed to eke out not an L last chapter without using any of those crutches is already a crazy feat, right? To me, he has nothing left to prove. All right, what he did last chapter was legendary. A good Black Clover chapter without Yami, Yuno, or Asta, he might actually be better than Shakespeare.
Okay.
So,
okay, so that was the insane part of the opinion for the Black Clover chapter. In other news, here's the sane take. This chapter was pretty good. I liked it. I say this not at all in jest, but like, I'm not even in like slander, just an observation. If you think Tabata takes no inspiration from Naruto with this chapter and specifically, you're just delusional. And taking inspiration is not a bad thing, right? But the screaming Asta's name into him pulling up and just being like, what are we doing, guys? I mean, first of all, it was a great scene, right? I think it worked for Asta. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from it from being inspired. It was just really cool. And I think part of it was really cool as a Naruto fan to kind of just see that it's like, that's respect. I respect Tabata for respecting that scene and not flubbing it up. So that was nice. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I think the chapter built up to it pretty well. I'm truly hoping Asta just cooks this guy. He doesn't even have to transform. Like I need him to save like his full power for when he like teams up with Yuno to start cooking for real.
Asta and Yuno teaming up. I want to wait on that a little bit. Asta just got back. Let's give him 5 seconds before Yuno surpasses him again. All right, like come on.
No, bro, we don't need that much time. Can we be honest? Like, what do we need that for? The Wizard King. Let's go. Real quick though, before we continue talking about Black Clover, move on to another chapter. NJW, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Honored
Appreciate
Ones.
you. Sean
and then
Solo.
Sean Solo,
Thank
welcome
you.
to the Honored
Yep.
Ones. Appreciate you for the member. Deshaun Russell, and thank you for the 5. Fraudkuna, thank you for your input,
Yes,
bro. We really
sir.
appreciate that,
Yes,
like
sir.
very that
Here.
that very intelligent comments, and thank you for the 5 as well.
Appreciate you, bro.
Um,
You're a hero.
for sure, for sure.
Oh, actually, you just reminded me. Speaking of memberships, guys, I don't know if you noticed, we do have updated membership badges. Thanks to resident thumbnail artist and mod the Kogane.
Liv cooked something up as usual.
Yep. So it's not just this badge, by the way. The way it works is all the upcoming like however long you're subscribed, you will get an upcoming badge. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I butchered the phrasing a little bit, but basically,
your badges increase as the amount of time you've been a member increases, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
loyalty will be rewarded, is what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
And speaking of memberships, Jerome Simmons, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Yep. Appreciate you, bro.
That's dope. Appreciate you. You're really coming out here and cooking Kreams. Stop what you're thinking. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Don't even address Jerome Simmons, bro. You don't deserve to. I got this.
All right. Yeah,
if you guys were in the member live stream, God, I mean, you should see it from the VOD that was uploaded today. But man, this guy Kreams is not that intelligent. I will say that.
Look, bro, I'm still on probation. Admittedly, I fully deserve it. All right. I got a lot to atone for, chat.
Yeah. M3D, thank you for the 5. BR been putting some questionable slander tweets on the timeline. The Hakari Federation is not pleased. Listen, I say this very, very respectfully, like with no antagonistic thoughts in my mind towards you.
So not gonna be true.
The Hakari Federation is, excluding you, of course, made up of losers. Okay? And I don't know how else to tell you that. So I will say this, that retweet, because I know exactly what tweet you're talking about. I had a banger in mind to quote retweet with it, but I decided to let you guys off with just a minor retweet, just putting a little bit of Hakari slander on your timeline. I mean, it's the least I can do. You know what I mean? It's like it's basically community service for the JJK fan base.
Look, bro,
I need to clean up the streets, bro.
I can't even argue with you on this one for the sole reason, and I do mean sole reason, that Gege decided to kind of short us on Hakari Love this chapter, because, you know, not getting into the JJK weeds too early, but like, dude, Yuta, I get, right? He's Yuta, he's second to Gojo. Yeah, of course, he'd see what he saw. Higuruma, fine, right? Prodigy, guys, great. But come on, bro. Hakari, what are you doing? Like, bro is embarrassing me. What do you mean? Oh, did something happen?
Hakari's a loser.
God, I'm so
He's a
mad.
joke. Well, like, what are you talking? Oh my god, he made me so mad. You should have been mad from the start, bro. He's clearly a gambling addict who, without that luck, is a fraud.
I'm so hurt, dude. You have no idea. Because last chapter, it was like, yeah, Higuruma and Hakari, you guys have these special domains. You know, you have like this intuitive grasp of barriers or whatever. He didn't say that second part, but that's what I heard. And I was just like, where was that?
You know what's funny, right? I'm gonna hit you with something that's like slanderous because it's devoid of context, but like what I'm about to say is very true, right? If we take every character in the room right now that's watching the fight at their current states and we just have them fight, Hakari's not top 5.
Insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? You could get mad, you could say there's context, and I know there is. But if you take them right now and you just say scrap, Hakari is getting dogged by at least 5 other characters in that room right now. No joke. I don't even have to include Miwa. I don't. Yuji's putting him in the pack. Kashimo, Maki,
Yuji's
Yuta,
crazy.
Higuruma, Kusakabe. Yuji's crazy.
Kusakabe?
Kusakabe is putting him in a pack, bro.
Dude, don't.
Kusakabe's hitting him with the simple domain.
Bro, no, you just got the hate blinders up, bro.
I've gotten into this before. Give me one base Hakari feat that's equal to blocking a maximum Uzumaki, and I'll concede right now.
Surviving the entire fight with Kashimo. He won. What do you mean silence?
Base? No, I said base Hakari.
Base Hakari's a bum. We all know that.
Yes,
I exclusively talk about Jackpot Hakari, bro.
And I literally said if you take them how they are right now.
Oh my god, no.
He's not top 5. I just said that.
Take them how they are right now. You're such a nerd,
yes, sir.
bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen. I'm a nerd, but Hakari's a loser. It's okay. I'm okay with that, bro.
He shouldn't be.
It's crazy. He's getting cooked. The Hakari slander never stops. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I mean, yeah. I will say though, I gave Yuta his flowers because noticing a 0.01 second difference in domain opening is kind of wild.
Over a TV screen, by the way.
Bro,
he wasn't even there
over
live.
a TV. Bro did that over possibly shoddy internet. Like, can you imagine there was some lag and he still picked that up? That'd be kind of crazy.
You know what that means? That means Mei's crows capture everything in like real time.
That's very, very, very impressive on her part.
Yeah.
I will also say that like Higuruma catching that, it's just showing us that like he's really like we knew Higuruma was different because becoming a grade 1 sorcerer in 2 weeks is like nuts without any outside help,
and having
right?
a domain too.
And having a domain, crazy, right? But Higuruma was literally just throughout this fight, he was like, domain amplification. I think I could do that.
You could reduce the size of your domains? Man, that's crazy.
He's like, nice. Hold on, I'm gonna take that. Got it. Like, if Gege decides to go that direction with Higuruma, he could really have him come out here and be like, yeah. So I'm like kind of just like I'm a baseline special grade now.
Yeah.
Why? Because I looked at two special grades fight, bro. I'm kind of just different.
And I'm on the way here. Itadori told me about this thing called a Black Flash, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think I can do it.
Don't let Higuruma hear about a Black Flash. He's like, well, I just have to get the timing down to a trillionth of a second, right? Well, I can just do that. I can just count that out of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I do that normally. I didn't know that was supposed to be hard. Guess, I'm gonna be the first person to do it like on purpose. So, is there like a sign up form for special grade, or do you guys just sort of give me that?
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, Jerome Simmons, thank you for the 35. BR, tell Kreams we're cool. Kreams, Jerome Simmons in his infinite, his humility is willing to forgive you, bro.
Thank you,
The
Jerome.
Transgression is willing to be forgiven, so you're welcome.
Appreciate
you can love Yuta without hating Hakari. So here's the
he
funny
literally
thing, right?
can't. You guys don't understand.
No.
He literally isn't capable of that.
No, Kreams, you don't understand. I'm not a Hakari hater who hates Hakari based on like Yuta, like liking Yuta, right? Those two things are completely unrelated. I genuinely don't care. I hate Hakari because he's a loser. Like, it's just unrelated.
He's never
it's like,
lost. That's the crazy thing. He's never actually lost.
And yet he still has loser energy. That's impressive. That's
from
a
what?
feet.
Where are you deriving loser
ridiculous.
energy from? From a guy who has objectively,
everything
by the
about
way,
him.
not taken an L, like in canon.
His objectively. What does that have to do with anything?
You're just a hater, bro. Just own it. What?
Hi,
You never
I'm
beat around the
Broken
bush.
Nice
You
to meet
never
you.
beat around the bush, except with Hakari. You want to like sure.
I beat around the bush. No, I'm going straight to the point. I hate that guy. He sucks.
Don't talk about my
He's
goat
a
that way,
damn-
bro. He's my
your
hero.
Goat, not Gojo. Not
Listen,
Gojo?
bro. I have
Hakari
more
or
than
Gojo?
enough room
Hakari or
in
Gojo
here.
right now.
I mean, what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What? Anyways, that's crazy. Yeah.
Chris Whitey, thank you for the 5. Wait, I thought Gojo was a fish and he was gonna be cut. Is Sukuna's knife not sharp enough? Oh, that's cold-blooded. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna say that for something later. He needs another chef to cook for him. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, you're right. You know what? He needs a sous. He doesn't need a sous chef. He needs somebody to take over for him because the kitchen's getting a little hot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Chat, you know what's funny? And listen, first of all, thank you for the 5. Banger jokes. The Gojo PR team is moving different, right? We'll talk about that later. I will tell you this right now, chat, and this is like I will give Gojo his props, and I will join in on the clowning of Sukuna versus Gojo in a bit. After we get to the chapter and we actually break it down seriously and all that stuff.
You almost have to. It's actually so funny.
I will tell you this right now. Kreams is a fraud. He's an imposter.
Yes, bro.
No,
what did I tell you guys last week? Y'all will see me switch up.
He's phony. He was telling what's crazy, it's not even about that. You read the chapter, right? We talked about it and you were like, Gojo's so finished. It's over. Bro read the chapter y'all read and couldn't even muster Sukuna slander. He's a fake. He's a phony. Bro,
no, you don't understand.
How
bro.
are you a Gojo fan,
hold
but
on.
you don't have 25 tweets praising Gojo and making fun of Sukuna? How is that happening?
Oh, because those all came out as TikToks. Oh, that's how I.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, this is how you know this guy's not a great friend. Yeah,
I don't support your TikToks. You're right.
That's crazy.
I watched one, bro. I watched one about what is it? The trio Hakari, Maki, Yuta. I said, damn. Nothing's getting
Bro,
said here.
nah.
I gotta log
This
off.
is how you know he's not a good friend, chat. All right, because I love all his shorts and TikTok. Sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, BR just uploaded a new short. Let me go to his TikTok because he probably uploaded it there, so I give it a like there. Because I'm a good friend. I'm a hero, chat. How many times do I have to beat this lesson into you? I'm a good person. I am the best. You're welcome.
Okay, so the delusion aside, right? We'll talk about JJK in a bit. Black Clover, we kind of just abruptly moved from it. What would you say your score is on the chapter?
I totally forgot about Black. Solid 6.
That's getting a 7.5 out of me. Good chapter. I'm gonna give Tabata his props. Now, if he executes, is up to is to be decided there. But yeah. All right. Next up on the list, we got My Hero Academia, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it, bro. I'm going to twofold take my props and also admit my wrongdoings, right?
Ooh, special combo. Let's go.
Special combo, right? So, like, I will say this. Kreams and maybe some of the people in chat were definitely heavily doubting Uraraka initially, right? Before the last chapter, because the last chapter was good too. Uraraka versus Toga, right? I was a very big proponent of it's no Deku versus Shigaraki, but Horikoshi's going to cook, right? That's the initial statement. That's what I said in the beginning. I will say this, though. A couple of chapters ago, I was seeing some garbage. I was seeing some trash, and I was like, I don't know if he could do this, right? I decided to doubt Horikoshi when he's writing about characters that aren't Deku, right? And that clearly was a mistake because he said, literally the following 2 weeks, he dropped bangers, and I have to simply I have to sit here. And I have to apologize, right? The apology video is coming out soon, but the Horikoshi, I know you're listening to this because you tune into every episode. I'm sorry, all right? I doubted your pen when it comes to people that aren't Deku, and I made a mistake, bro. Because I'm gonna be real with you, this chapter and last chapter, especially when you read them like back to back, was hard. This was a good
nice,
chapter.
Yeah. Dude.
This was a good chapter.
And just to briefly address it, yes, Uraraka did unleash a domain in My Hero Academia. I don't know how she did that. That was crazy.
Domain expansion. Yeah.
Bro, I saw somebody colored that page just like fully. Yeah. It was so hard too.
Yeah. And listen, bro. First of all, the jokes have just been like. JJK has been the source of a lot of jokes this week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
yeah.
Dude, let's get back to like the story for a second. Honestly, I'm really satisfied. Twice's quirk is finally burned away. Uraraka and Toga can, sort of seem like they've settled their back and forth. So maybe with a couple pages of next chapter being like a reconciliation, I think we can finally get back to hopefully the Deku and Shigaraki fight, or B, seeing what All For One's up to in his old body. Yeah, old body.
Yeah, that's probably we're gonna see Mech All Might versus like All For One.
Oh, I totally forgot that All Might was like doing that. Yeah. Overall, man, I gotta say I was doubtful of Horikoshi. I might have even slandered him. Who knows? We'll never know. There's no proof of that. But hypothetically, if I did, right? I just want to say he made up for it, and I accept his apology. So we're all good.
Damn, bro went the opposite direction of me. He said no humility. I will say this. Right? One, great chapter. I think it's good. I think this chapter is getting like a 9 out of 10 for me. It's not perfect. I don't know what could have made it perfect. I will say this. The combo of last chapter to this chapter is perfect. Like 10 out of 10. Right, this just feels like the resolution is something that was mainly set up last week.
Horikoshi remembered how to write again, bro. Like you love to see it,
bro. Horikoshi, like, listen, and trust me, this is not like an amendment of all of his other transgressions against me personally, right? But like obviously in the way we talk about art, like Horikoshi's still a pro, right? So like all the slander aside, when he can write, he can write. You know what I mean? Sir. And this was one of those. Damn. No, I get it. No, My Hero's is popular for this reason. Got it. Because he's cooking something. Yep. Nice. So I really liked it. My Hero fans, for all 2 of you guys that are in chat, congratulations. I know this was a huge day for you.
The intervention worked, man. What can we say? Horikoshi finally listened to us, and he got the bed rest that he needed.
Yeah, for sure. I will say something really quickly though, and then we can get to the super chats. I people who ship Bakugo and Deku, I just wanna say
Where did that come
I'm
from?
sorry to you guys. Well, because Uraraka said she loves Deku in this chapter.
Okay.
I just want to say I'm sorry to you guys. The agenda has snapped,
Listen,
broken,
guys.
shattered into pieces.
Hold on, guys. Don't listen to this guy. Don't give up hope, because all this means is that she likes Deku, but it doesn't mean that Deku likes her back. Never give up hope. Stay strong. Push your agenda.
All right. Let's put it like this then. If Deku and Uraraka happen, hunt this guy Kreams down, okay? Because
Let's
he's
not
the one
go
who told you
crazy,
to have
guys.
hope.
You know,
No,
let's have
Put your
realistic
life on the line.
expectations. Let's
Put your
have
life on the
realistic
line.
expectations. All right, let's not place anything on Horikoshi that he can't handle. You know, guys, I think really the real My Hero Academia was the friends we made along the way, and I think Bjard puts it so well when he says this chapter was a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, good chapter, great chapter. Even Horikoshi really did something. I'm hoping he can keep the momentum up because I've really been, these past 2 chapters have been really nice.
Yeah, me too. For his sake, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the Anime Gamer, thank you for the 20. Just saying Hakari use of binding vows and moving his domain shows he kind of has the aptitude to apply the creative fundamental aspects of the power system that Gojo and Sukuna are showing in the fight Hakari agenda pushed. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are, well, let's see, I am the best here. You're like sort of like my Deku, right? I don't know if I want to give you that. You're like my Robin. There we go. Thank you, Anime Gamer. I appreciate you. From one Batman to his Robin, you're the real hero. I agree. Hakari is that guy. He's got a crazy amount of potential. He's so prodigious. And you know what? Jackpot Hakari, he's kind of that guy too. All right? He's got hands. He's got healing. Like, yeah, push the Hakari agenda. He is not one to be doubted.
Bunfagam, thank you for the 7. What would Sukuna do without 10 Shadows? Use domain amplification? He was getting body when he uses basic abilities. Homie's a fraud, 10 Shadows merchant. So I have 2 responses to this, right? One is like a very serious, insightful comment, or a comment that I think is insightful to say the least, right?
Yeah,
and the other is like my agenda. So the first thing is like, yes, in the specific way that this fight has gone down, right? If Sukuna gets caught in Gojo's domain expansion, does he have a way to beat it without Mahoraga? Likely not, right? I think everybody's fine with admitting that, Sukuna fans alike. I don't think that's really the issue a lot of people take with calling Sukuna like a fraud or saying like, 10 Shadows merchant in a more serious, non-joking sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I think if Sukuna knows he doesn't have the 10 Shadows technique, the entire the entirety of the fight goes different, or at least Sukuna makes very serious adjustments to that. And the reason I say that is like there are times where he could use even, assuming the fire arrow is the absolute like last technique he hasn't shown off in his Gojo fight. I mean, just imagine he uses the domain expansion and then like for the first time, right? Gojo's caught off guard. He's getting bombarded, like blasted by Malevolent Shrine. And then with the same way he did to Mahoraga, he just spawns in a fire arrow and just nukes the battlefield. I'm not even going to say that kills Gojo. I think that would probably tip the favor a lot in Sukuna's favor. But like when you're looking at it from the perspective of Sukuna not having the 10 Shadows, he probably decides to play things a lot differently than he has before. So yeah, he's using the 10 Shadows, and yeah, for the strategy he's constructed, he does need it. Like, I think I'm completely fine with saying that. But I also think Sukuna is not so much of a bum that, like, he could not have constructed another strategy when facing Gojo.
I think he's a bum. I think this is the only thing he had left. Bro, look, the GOAT, Gojo, if you will, literally said it himself. The second he gets hit with Infinite Void, it's over. Like it's fully over. He's a bum. Rest in peace. Dig his grave. Make his tombstone. Like Sukuna literally has no choice but to die. But he's got to go crying to Mahoraga, being like, "Oh no, please! Oh, the Infinite Void's so scary. Please save me." And I think that was him trying his best to survive.
For sure. Now the like joking agenda answer is what this means is now that like if being a 10 Shadows merchant can have you go up against Gojo and make him just frightened, that's all the more reason for making VP my go. That's all I'm saying, bro. That just means the
Hey,
10
look,
Shadows real as hell.
and good for
his
Megumi,
return,
right?
And his return is gonna be something special.
You know what, bro? I really hope that Megumi does come back for your health, right? I look. Megumi's great technique. You know, his potential is unrivaled, as a friend of mine once said.
Yeah,
However,
friend is. I'm saying so.
I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, so
would. Continue.
That being said, the current driver of Mahoraga's wheel. Oh fuck! I just made that up on the spot, dude. Hold on, I kind of cooked. I'm gonna write that down. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was so blown away by my own, like, wow. Where was I? Oh yeah. Sukuna's a bum. He wouldn't be anywhere without Megumi's technique. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, thank you for the dono for that. Chris YT, thank you for the 5. All I'm gonna say is Gojo would have ran them Heian era streets.
Yes, sir. Dude, I was actually thinking about that. The fact that Gojo ostensibly won against Heian era Sukuna, we can get into that later in the podcast, but it goes to show that there's this one scene in season 1 of the anime. I forgot if it was in the manga or not, but it was when Gojo was recounting Sukuna's dominance in the Heian era, and Sukuna was atop like a pile of corpses. Do you remember that scene?
Yep.
All I was thinking was, yeah, this could just as easily be Gojo. Like this is not impressive, bro. You're a fraud. Get off. Let the real king stand there.
Okay. Funky Monk, thank you for your 5 gifted. Appreciate you. And Dragon, thank you for the 10. Who do you think will deal the final blow to Sukuna? I'll be disappointed if it isn't Yuji. Also, Yuta solos Kenjaku.
Let's go.
Final blow.
Love to see Yuta agenda. W.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, Yuta been acting funny. He been acting a little scared, a little frightened, right? But as I said on Twitter the other day, I'm like, here's the thing, right? Yuta can act as scared as he wants. Yuta's still Yuta. So like we got there's a fine balance, right? Because he's a clown. He's a little bit of a funny guy. He gets scared, right? He gets frightened easily. The way he was looking at Sukuna and Gojo fight is still hilarious. But like also, let's dial it back. This is Yuta. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you just gotta ride that middle line there.
So I fully agree with you, but I do want to clown on Yuta just in jest a little bit, right? Look, if you had shown this to somebody else and told them, and like not told them that Yuta was like the number 2 guy after Gojo, they'd look at you kind of funny. They'd think it was Higuruma, like based on the conduct of the locker room, right?
I said they think it was Higuruma. Oh my god.
Like bro, Yuta, like give this man a hug. Like I said this, I got this comment on my TikTok today. Somebody was like, yeah, but Yuta's too scared to like put him in a pack. And I first of all, I had to defend Yuta. I said, look, after Yuta's finished changing his underpants, he's gonna go out there and he's gonna show Sukuna who's boss.
Well, I think now you're getting a little wild. Show Sukuna who's boss. Crazy, right? Like here's the thing. It's funny too, because like, listen, if you gave Yuta 10 years, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think he's coming back. Like, I think if he comes back and he's Gojo's age, yeah.
And constant training.
Well, sure. I think he has to look at the shit that's in front of him and be like, it's time to step it up, right? But I'm saying, like, if Yuta comes back, because Gojo's like 20, 29 or something like that, right? If Yuta comes back because that's 10, 12 years. He comes back, yeah. We can have a conversation about Yuta showing Sukuna who's boss, right?
I think that's show Sukuna kind of who's number 2.
Damn. Yeah, sure. We can kind of have a discussion about that. Gojo saw potential in them for a reason, right? Right now, with how he stands, showing Sukuna who's boss just it isn't gonna pan out the way I think Yuta thinks it would. Well, Yuta doesn't think it would pan out that way either. If I'm gonna be real with you, like it's actually insane how dirty Yuta would get done in this fight right now. I think he'll listen. If he went out there, I'm sure Yuta would have a mid-fight awakening
Mhm.
that would really shake things up, really make things closer. But like if you take Yuta, you isolate his power right now and say fight Sukuna, Sukuna in 4. He's sweeping him, bro.
Oof.
It's not like
All right, so you
bro,
want
I
him
just
to
don't
bring a second pair of underwear? Like I get it.
listen,
Look,
bro. I want him to bring a second pair of sorcerers.
he needs
I don't
backup.
think you're understanding.
You know, he
I
needs
don't think
back.
you're understanding.
I think that's why even Kenjaku's like,
Maki, yep,
yeah,
Maki.
Maki and
Come on, at
Hakari. Yep.
least Maki, bro. At least, like, if you're going out there, you at least need Maki, bro. Because what are we doing this whole I gotta fight you one-on-one thing for? That's for listen. People who fight one-on-one should only be the people who are worthy of that,
Yep.
or if you're willing to just die. Right?
You know,
Tasha was kind of like that guy.
I got a crazy question that just popped into my head. Right?
Yeah, what up?
Yeah. Why doesn't Yuta just like, or why doesn't Gojo just sort of tag someone in, like, just real quick, and just be like, "Hey, Yuta, you have like a lot of curse techniques, right? Yeah,
Because
fight
the
this
thing
guy."
is, that's just not gonna. You're just like here's the thing, right? You're gonna get you like any individual sorcerer is going to get exploited so quickly by just the physical difference that's going to exist, right? Because like if Yuta's thing, right, the reason Yuta is as strong as he is, right, at least the primary reason is his cursed energy, right? Cool. This guy double that. What do you mean? Hello? Like, and then right, you're thinking, okay, that's fine. Cursed energy amount isn't all it takes. Like it's cursed energy manipulation. Ah, he's second to Gojo. Okay, shoot. Okay, well that's fine, right? I have a bunch of techniques. You ever heard of Mahoraga? Oh, I'll just use my domain expansion. I'll break that.
Look, all I'm saying is Sukuna can't deal with Yuta and Gojo at the same time. Now, if you
Do
want
you
to,
really think that?
I do, and I'll tell you why. Right? It would require him to basically burn out all of his cursed energy, just keeping both of them at bay. I really hope that he uses Mahoraga just so Gojo and Yuta can just like, okay, they finish off Mahoraga really quickly, take the head, blah blah blah. Hell, just thought of something crazy. Rika can eat some of Mahoraga, for dinner. Take some of that ability with her.
She getting her teeth knocked out, bro.
Insane.
She's gonna punch him once, right? He's gonna like fucking blow up. But then his wheel's gonna spin. And then he's just gonna come back and he's just gonna be like, he's just gonna tear her in half, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you. And here's
Bro,
the thing,
I'm telling you,
right?
if she goes in teeth first, that's a crazy. You don't think Rika can eat Mahoraga, like at least in the first summoning or whatever? Because like,
I don't know, man. Like, listen. Okay, do you think Rika biting somebody is just gonna be more powerful than like 15 finger Sukuna slashes?
it's not really a bite. It's more like a consumption because then Yuta gets Mahoraga's curse technique, or if that even
I'm
is a
saying
technique.
if that's gonna work, you have to bite and tear something off, right?
Right.
So what I'm asking you right now is Rika biting Mahoraga, are you saying that's more powerful than like 15 finger Sukuna dismantle and cleave?
You're assuming Sukuna's like trying to prevent this?
Trying to prevent this. I'm not even saying. I'm saying if Rika alone just pulls up on Mahoraga and just chomps, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm mentioning 15 finger Sukuna because even before adapting to the technique, Mahoraga wasn't torn apart from an individual slash from Sukuna, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you think Rika biting is stronger than that, right? Like I just need to make sure I'm understanding here.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not such a crazy feat. Like let's not go crazy.
About all that,
Like it's
man.
a bite, right? Whether or not you want to argue the effectiveness after the bite, right? Like can Rika, like how far can Rika get with Mahoraga's wheel, or like does that transfer over to Yuta? That's a different conversation, right? All I'm saying is I think she could definitely get past the first phase at least. Like I have at least like I have that much faith in her and Yuta.
What I'm saying is trying to bite Mahoraga might be like you trying to bite a diamond, right? It's like, yeah, you can technically bring your teeth down on it. Now will you have teeth when you open your mouth? No. And will you have taken a chunk out of that diamond?
Look, okay.
Also no.
Different alternative take, right? She was able, like, do you think that Ishigori is particularly weak because he didn't immediately get cut into fifths or whatever when Sukuna first sliced him, like, half-heartedly?
Do I think Ishigori is weak because of that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right? Like, you don't... Maybe... Okay. Is he weak or strong because Sukuna had to take him slightly seriously and then, like, blitz him before he fired off a Granite Blast? Like does that make Ishigori weak? Or, alternatively, is that a statement to his strength because Sukuna had to, like, put a little back into it?
All you're doing is helping me though. I don't think you understand, right? I'm saying
My point is,
Mahoraga,
I think
pre-adaptation, stronger or durable enough to not be like ripped in half by Sukuna slashes, right?
how
Multiple
serious do
times
you
it
think those
happens.
slashes were? Is my point, right? Like, and do you think that Rika wouldn't have been able to eat Ishigori? You know, like
Yeah, she can eat a torn off arm like she did to Uro. I don't know if she's just going. If she could just run up and bite Ishigori, why didn't she do that?
I don't think that was the plan. I think it's
I think the reason is because she's not built like that.
we'll table this until Yuta like
Sure,
taps in again
for sure.
after a shower and fresh clothes.
After a shower and fresh clothes, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Let's read
Damn,
these
got a
super
lot
chats.
of
Yeah.
lot of donations.
Appreciate you guys.
Divine Deviant, thank you for the 10 shadows greater than anything Sukuna has to offer. Yes.
Yeah.
Enemy Dreamer, thank you for the 5. How do you guys rate the fight so far? 7 chapters in, I feel like it's doing better week to week as opposed to other fights.
I do. I actually agree with you fully. And also, sorry, I mispronounced your name. Liv corrected
Mm.
me. Thank you, Anime Jimmer. All right.
Mm.
I agree. I think so far the fight has been, the experience has been elevated every single week. I don't feel like maybe it was the Kashima Hakari fight or maybe it was Sendai Colony, but there's usually a rhythm to other characters' fights where Gege will sort of give a tell that something is winding down or a character is approaching their limit. Whether that's Hakari, losing that part of his torso or getting dropped in the water or whatever.
Mm.
I think with this one, it just seems to be getting like, because I reread the fight with a friend of mine, right? Because he was like catching up on JJK, and what I noticed when I read it all like bunched up is that more or less the fight has been in a constant stalemate, but presented in a way where Gojo, let's be honest, it's Gojo, has been on the back foot for like 2 or 3 of these chapters. But the way my friend phrased it was like, duh, right? And feel free to tease me about this, guys, but like the fact that Sukuna didn't already win for those 3 chapters Gojo was getting like sliced and diced goes to show that this fight what is and like remains until whatever chapter comes next a stalemate, right? In many ways, and this could honestly be the reason why this chapter got the reception that it did. In many ways, this could just be Sukuna breaking that stalemate. Like something had to give after these 7 chapters because it wasn't going to be Sukuna, it wasn't going to be Gojo. They were just constantly adapting to each other. And right now is when that like Megumi factor gets thrown in, and we're going to see how Gojo tries to adapt, man, because the technique on its own has, it's been said that it's took out a 6 eyes user before by itself, and now with Sukuna behind the wheel with his own, litany of techniques at his disposal, it's like, shit. Like, it might, like, jokes aside, right? It might actually be over for Gojo, but the fact that it's only, 7 chapters in, and I still come away with it might be, kind of goes to show that, like, I don't think I am sensing a shift in the fight, but I am not sensing the end. That's the point I was trying to build up to, right? This is not the usual flag that Gege like has for JJK fights.
All the people saying I was crazy for wanting 15 chapters.
Do you feel the same way or differently? Or?
I mean, no, I mean, I feel like it just depends. If Gojo does not have like an almost immediate response, I would say this: if Sukuna's still stunned, which is very possible, yeah, this fight will continue on for long. Because let's call a spade, right? Mahoraga, adaptation or not, is not just folding Gojo. It's just not happening. Not in a 1v1, right?
Definitely not.
So if Sukuna is still stunned from this, right, and they can't just jump him, then yes, the fight will continue for quite a long time. Not quite a long time. Quite a long time. It's crazy, but I will just say like the fight will go back to kind of being back and forth. Nobody's clearly beating the other. Whatever. I will say though. And I say this no agenda. I'm being serious. I can't right now, based on what we both know they have, think of something in which Gojo is just fighting Sukuna and Mahoraga, and he's like not clearly losing a significant amount of ground. Yeah. Right. I respect Gojo. Like I'll tell you guys this right now. Gojo, up until Mahoraga was summoned, was clearly the dominant person in this chapter. But I will still say Sukuna and Mahoraga Nah, there's not a person in the
Yeah.
series that's built like that. I don't think.
Yeah, especially because, man, Sukuna's like, hold on. Do you subscribe to the theory that Sukuna's still under the effects of Infinite Void, and next chapter is just going to be Gojo and Mahoraga going at it?
I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't be really.
Yeah, like it wouldn't
Yeah.
have broken him out unless, I don't know, Mahoraga's adaptation extends to him personally.
It doesn't seem to, because
Yeah,
Mahoraga can destroy it, but he can't.
yeah. So
I
it,
want to talk.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. What's up?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, yes, I think he should still be stunned. He'll probably get out of it in like, there. Knowing Gege, there might be like a fucking timer that he puts on it almost. Like of like the spectators being like, all right, how long does Gojo have to defeat Mahoraga before Sukuna joins back the fight? That's something I can very well see Gege doing. Especially with like all the like they're being real precise with their timing of the domains. Each barriers holds up for 3 minutes. Blah 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 blah. Right. So obviously there's that. I like I'll just say straight up, I don't think Gojo is just losing to Mahoraga just as Mahoraga, but I also don't know if he's like if he's cooking Sukuna and Mahoraga. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
As for to get back to the original question, as for my rating in the fight, I think it's good. And this is not downplay. I guess it maybe just speaks to like how much I like other JJK fights. I will say I've seen a lot of people already say that this is like this is currently in the midst of making the best JJK fight, period. I don't quite agree. And that's
Really?
I'm not even gonna complain about Gojo versus Sukuna. Yeah, no, it's not for me. I really love this fight, but the best fight,
I
don't know
think
about
it's
that.
being like, I don't think it is right now, but I think it's being built up to be, right?
Maybe.
Like this isn't the final fight in JJK by any means. There'll still be more after Gojo versus Sukuna, but I think like unless Yuji's awakening is like transcendent, I don't think like this is supposed to be the highest point in the series, because you're watching the two best practitioners of jujutsu like ever, right? It like this is sort of the peak of the verse in terms of experience, techniques, ingenuity, talent. Like these guys going back and forth is literally the best going at it. So for me, I think it's living up to that hype, right? Right now, it's not done, so I'm not gonna give it that title personally, but I think by the time it ends, it'll certainly be.
We'll see. We'll see. It could be. It more than well could be. Right. There are a lot of fights, period, in manga that are made the best because of their conclusion. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not discounting it from being that at all. But I've seen people hold a little bit more of a concrete stance than you. Not that it will be, that it already currently is, right? That in the 7 chapters, Gege has made the best JJK fight so far, right? And my statement is more disagreeing with that idea.
I see. Okay.
It is, and I will say this: probably in scope and scale, there won't be. Maybe there'll maybe the literal final fight will be that. Maybe depends on how you think JJK goes, right? But in terms of scope and scale, yeah, like in terms of like refinement, ability, all that stuff, it's not going to be. It's not going to be bested, right? However, a lot of what I felt value in a fight is like the character interactions, the bars, like the writing behind it, whatever. And obviously, Gojo versus Sukuna is cool, but. And I want to continue prefacing this. This is not a criticism, right? Because I just feel the gaze of a bunch of like people that are fucking with this fight, like getting mad, right? But like to me, Gojo and Sukuna as characters don't have the necessary beef that is necessary for the best fight in JJK.
I mean, for me, it's like it's just a technical marvel, right? Because you like both these characters and they're so good. That for me, it's like, okay, Gojo meat writing aside, right? I know it's going to be hard, but like, bear with me. Gojo meat writing aside, for me, this fight is so spectacular because it's almost unreplicable before or arguably it might not be replicable after, Jesus. In that you might have a couple awakenings. You might have people really like being inventive with their curse techniques. Hell, you might even see like an example off the top of my head, right? You could see like an awakened Yuta take on like a fully realized Kenjaku, right? and go back and forth like that. That's amazing, right?
Mhm.
That is the makings of an awesome fight. However,
Mhm.
it is not going to be at the level of like these two like perfected machines going at it, like with Gojo and Sukuna. So
Mhm.
for me, it's like not carried by, but it is more so um,
Enhanced by that fact,
enhanced by that fact. Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
And I can see how somebody who is like who values that technical ability more than anything else,
mm,
like picking this as their favorite, right? Or
yeah,
like the display of everything that's been set up. I will just say this, right? Like
mm,
I would say Yuta versus Sendai is a more technically impressive and like high level battle than Yuji and Toto versus Mahito,
mm.
right? But I will still say that because of who Yuji and Mahito are,
And you know,
it's
and
it's
Toto too.
hard to it's hard to beat, right?
Yeah.
And Toto's in there. He adds to it. No hate, but I'm like, I think now this might be like I've been reasonable up to this point. This might be what gets me cooked, right? I still think the best fight that Sukuna's involved in has yet to come.
Ooh, that's bold.
So that's what I was like. That what I thought about. I was like, it's fine. I'm not like I love Gojo versus Sukuna, bro. I'm enjoying every week of it. I think Gege has set shit up, and he has done things in the past that makes me think there. You know what it is. You know
Mm,
what it is. What kind of made me notice
what?
the bars. Gege hasn't brought out the bars yet. That he hasn't brought out the one liners. Not that he hasn't brought out any.
I mean, okay,
Right?
no, like he brought it up like the first chapter, but not really so much
Mm.
since. They haven't. It's
Yeah.
funny, yeah. Gojo and Sukuna haven't really spoken to each other outside of maybe what was it? Let's take it from the top.
Yeah, he might be
Yeah,
too busy just not dying.
yeah.
But yeah, like and here's the thing, I don't hate that. I'm enjoying it. I feel like it, but like
I mean, neither
I
of them
think
have the
that's an
time,
aspect.
right? Yeah,
Neither of them have
yeah,
it. It's just domain. Don't die. Whatever,
yeah.
And it's like I want to make clear that it's not like a negative for them to not have it, but I think a lot of like the sign of a good JJK fight is like is you do with the stink face when you see like oh not there's no way you just said that, right? Like there's like I am you, huh? Hmm? What? So like shit like that. But anyways, the fight's shaping up really good. That was a very long-winded way of saying the
Yeah.
fight's really good.
I think that's gonna be like part one of the JJK talk.
Yeah, I'll let you burn through some of the
Yeah.
super chats real quick. I
Cool,
will
cool.
use the bathroom and be back.
All right. I want you guys to know, BR doesn't know this yet, but when he gets back, he's probably going to talk to you guys about that like Naruto chapter. So I apologize in advance for any talk about.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Bye.
hey BR, what's up? Oh shit. Okay, guys. So, you know, my bad, I guess. I'm sorry for you guys having to hear that. I'll talk to him about it. Don't worry. We'll get through it together, chat. Cracking myself up. Let's see. Woof, man. We missed a lot of super chats. Okay. Funky Monk, personally Maki my goat. You and Liv got a lot to talk about, and yep, Maki emote. There it is. I sensed it in the back of my brain. By the way, guys, new badges and emotes. I don't know if you got here a little bit later, but yeah. Divine Deviant, thank you for the 2 new top 3: Gojo, Mahoraga, Sukuna. Mahoraga over Sukuna is pretty funny. I'd still put Sukuna at number 2 because like he just directly beat Mahoraga. Granted, I don't know if this Mahoraga has gotten an amp from Sukuna in the same way the other Shikigami have. So for all we know, let's just assume it's like the base Mahoraga across the board for Megumi and for Sukuna. Sukuna just outright beat that Mahoraga, you know? So I don't think I don't think I'm willing to give Mahoraga like a top 3 slot like off the bat. So King Naja, thank you for the 10. The whole Gojo would have beaten Hayden or Sukuna is up in the air since this isn't even Sukuna's original form. Imagine the hand-to-hand versus a forearm Sukuna. It's safe to say that Gojo is the strongest 6 eyes user. I agree with you about Gojo being the strongest 6 eyes user. I think that's statistically just likely based on his performance. That being said, though, I think the onus on Gojo not beating Hayden or Sukuna is kind of on Sukuna because we've seen he's able to change his form even while in Megumi's body, like when he was biting off Angel's torso. So it's not like he probably can't. It's just that he's not doing it for some reason. So if that's the case, then he's the only person to blame here. Anthony's Kubas, thank you for becoming an honored one. Appreciate it. Have fun with all the little emotes. Jargon, thank you for the 2. Does Cleave adjust automatically or is it manual?
It seems to be manual.
Oh, hey, you're back. Cool.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah.
The reason I think it seems to be manual is if it was automatic, he wouldn't make mistakes in terms of like the adjustment. So there are times where there's the finger bear, for example, he throws it out. He's like, oh, I did not mean to split you into that many parts, right? Versus Ishigori,
Right,
he's like,
yeah.
oh, you survived this. So to me, that implies that the technique is manual, and he typically has probably a pretty good rate of success with like getting it right in the first shot.
Yeah.
Just because he's Sukuna, you know what I mean? He's very intelligent. He's like probably very intuitively aware of like how much cursed energy leads to you being able to survive this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. But when there are outliers, like in Ishigori, for example, that's how you get mistakes where he's like, oh, well, you're stronger than I gave you credit for. I'll try a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I do think when you have, double the amount of cursed energy as Yuta, your base attacks will get you out of a pinch like 99% of the time. So
sure.
When it's, above that 1%, he makes note of it, but it's not something he sweats over.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Damn, bro, we had a lot of super chats.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Lucky, thank you for the 5. I think it's not too far fetched to say if Gojo goes down, then Yuta could get a little nip and takes in Limitless.
Dude,
he def got the cursed energy for it.
I think you and I spoke about that once on the podcast. Yuta shouldn't like, there's nothing that should prevent him from like copying the 6 eyes or the Limitless. Like, if we're being totally honest, it doesn't even have to be like, we don't know like the exact conditions, so I don't know if it's like Nobara where the amount of like effectiveness relates to how much of the original person's belongings, if you want to call it that, you get. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a whole arm, or if Gege wants to be like a prick, which, let's be honest, then it might be something like, all right, Yuta, I'm at my last legs. I don't want to die. Here's one of my eyes. Give Rika a snack, right? And yeah, right. Like
I mean,
I could see
okay,
Gege doing that, right? But I think realistically, he could just be like, oh, here, just take one of my fingernails. Enjoy the Limitless and 6 eyes. Go.
I mean, Limitless, sure, but 2 6 eyes users can't exist at the same time.
I just thought that was like they can't be born at the same time. Or not born.
I mean,
you know what I mean.
The phrasing that Tengen gives is the reason he seals Gojo, right, is specifically, well, in part because that's his only option, right? But Tengen also makes clear that like sealing Gojo is the right option because if you seal him, he still exists. So no other 6 eyes users can be born until Gojo dies, right?
Right.
So Yuta, we don't know how like. But like we don't technically know how a loophole like Yuta would work, but if we're just going straight up based off what we know, Yuta might literally for some like cosmic reason not be able to develop the 6 eyes, which if he just has the Limitless, cool, I guess. He can fire off like red and use blue.
No, I don't. You
but
think
like
he'd be able
it's just
to use
not
red?
useful. Yeah, he has
he
reverse
is.
technique.
Yeah, that's not a 6 eyes thing. Yeah, I mean, red and blue with his cursed energy is not like, it's not to be looked down upon. Right.
Sure. The problem is just his manipulation would not be good enough to like not. I think just on the way Gege has talked about the Limitless and like how everybody kind of refers to the 6 eyes as being the necessary component to using it. I wouldn't be surprised if like Yuta would not be like, it would be a waste for Yuta to even use the technique in the first place. It's just such an inefficient use of cursed energy. It seems to be like it requires that much potency.
I see. Okay, yeah. I can see an argument for and against.
Let's see. Platinum Gamer X, thank you for the 2. How much of the book club do you read each week? This week we just we read up to chapter
130.
We're like 130.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna basically finish next week. Yeah. We'll talk about Monster in a little bit. We're just trying to get through these super chats.
Yeah, appreciate you guys so much, by the way.
Thank you. Chris YT, thank you for the 5. BR, ain't you supposed to want Gojo to win so that he can free Megumi? Where's the Megumi agenda? So 2 things, right? One, One, obviously, yes. You ever question my desire to have Megumi back, and I'll have you taken in the back room and
Oh my god.
handled, okay? But like two, yeah, I do want him to be saved, but I don't think Gojo's gonna be the one to do it. I think that like almost solely relies on Yuji.
Yeah, it seems like a Yuji problem.
Gojo,
Especially
like, yeah.
yeah, sorry, especially if Yuji does have like a soul technique, it seems like your time to shine, bud.
In fact, when talking straight about like not the fate of the world, but the fate of Megumi specifically, Gojo leaving sooner rather than later is just like it just means Yuji's gonna get in there and try to save him more. Like to me, that's what that means.
Yeah.
Gojo is cool. He's very strong, but I'm gonna be real with you. Even though he basically raised him, Megumi does not seem to rock with Gojo the same way he does Yuji. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's actually really cute how much Megumi's like I don't know, into Yuji. Not like not like in that way, but just like as a person, he just like like every time Yuji does his like Chad face, oh, looks like I get to die today. You know, massive
like,
like
no, you don't,
dumbass.
dumbass. he's like no, like stop saying you're gonna kill yourself,
just puts
bro.
cold water all over it every single time. It's like he sees Yuji's like fucking smile. He's like, bro, stop. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Treek Lee, thank you for the 2. Sukuna meet Reddish to the max.
He is.
Okay, fair enough. Dragon, thank you for the 5. What if they use the seance knowledge they got from Shibuya and Gojo lets Toji Edo Tensei his body to save Megumi?
That would be a
Bro,
downgrade.
what kind of fan fiction?
Yeah. Look, no offense to Toji, but he's not overpowering Gojo. Like even in death. Let's be for real.
Yes, he is. I will tell you that right now for free.
Oh my God.
But
anyway, second of all,
yeah.
You know what the fuck's he
That'd
gonna
be
do?
ass for
like,
Gojo, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like unless he gets summoned with the inverted spear of heaven and the chain, he's just dying again. Like, cool.
Yeah. It's just like putting a heavenly restriction user with no cursed tools versus the guy whose domain actually affects them is actually just kind of disgusting if you to suggest to me.
Yeah, and
it just makes me think that you hate Toji.
And not only that, but like Sukuna doesn't even need to like honor him with the domain. He could just be like, you know what, man? I got twice as much cursed energy as Yuta. I'm gonna amp myself physically and beat your ass with nothing but my hands.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, for sure. Anime Jimmer, thank you for the 2. Gojo Black Flash one taps Mahoraga.
That'd be
probably.
Crazy. If it's a headshot.
Yeah, it would have to be something. Yeah, it would have to be something like that for sure. Let's see. I know there's more super chats.
Let's see.
The disgraced one. Thank you for the 10. What if this whole Gojo versus Sukuna fight is just an illusion technique from Sukuna? It's all in Gojo's head. P.S. I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm just on copium. Plus, it would be funny.
It would like on some Kyoko
Suigetsu
shit. That'd be hilarious.
It was all a dreamed. I'm gonna be, dude. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't have a Sukuna agenda. I have a Megumi agenda, right? Sukuna just happens to be there right now, right? They're inhabiting the same space, unfortunately for me. But seeing that just for the sake of like screenshotting all the Gojo tweets and just going to each account and just sending the page, that would be fucking hilarious. Not at all gonna happen. I'm sure you understand that, but absolutely hilarious nonetheless. That would be first
laugh
of all,
out loud funny. Yeah.
Gege would be slandered to death.
No,
bro.
you don't understand.
That would also be hilarious.
Slandered? No. Dude, Gege will have to fight for his life. Like, he would actually have to go into witness protection. I saw that thing that was like, there's a new law that has to make mangas reveal, like, their identities publicly. I hope Gege understands it's over for him if that law passes. like he's angered too many people.
Anonymous fan's gonna pull up and say, "Hey, bro,
Bro, let's be honest.
Listen,
if you know Gege's name and face after the Megumi chapter, who knows what you might have done."
Hey, listen, bro. I was a different me. All right, I've matured, and I know that he's gonna bring it back. No, if he doesn't, yeah, we won't need that law to pass through real quick. 'Cause I got something to say to him, right? But that's not gonna happen, right, Gege? Yeah, I know you're listening, so
yeah,
just stay on your toes.
Yeah, he simply will. Gege has not made a good habit of making allies. I'll put it like that. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Bunfigam, thank you for the 7. Could Itachi take Unlimited Void given his MS? I feel as if he could. I'll answer that in its own part. Probably not. But I do think. Let's see. Itachi folds that white-haired bum. Tsukiyomi greater than Unlimited Void, missed a few supers. Yeah, we just been going through that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the mind manipulation, yeah, Tsukiyomi is like very like provably better. I did the math for a video where I'm explaining all of Gojo's abilities.
Mm.
And it's like if you use his Shibuya estimates, right? 1 second of unlimited void equals about 2.5 years of information. And you just take that from like the 6 months, you need 0.2 seconds,
Right.
blah 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 blah, right? Simple math. Um, Itachi Tsukiyomi is like significantly better. He'll make you live out your whole life in like a picosecond. So it's in terms of like time and like that mind manipulation shit. Yeah, Tsukiyomi is better than Unlimited Void. Does he beat Gojo? Eh, don't know. I mean he's faster, maybe not stronger, but like people just the Limitless is a bitch and a half to get past. You can be stronger than Gojo and still
Mhm.
not be able to like necessarily beat him.
Yeah.
I'd
Uh,
have to think about
I
it though.
I think the main problem with people putting Gojo in like versus matches is that you can only really bypass the infinity with domain amplification. So if you don't have an equal technique or something along those lines, you just like you can't negate the limitless. So that's I can see how that would be obnoxious, right? Because
Yeah.
it's such a like Gojo's weaknesses or his vulnerabilities only present themselves because other people use the same power system as him,
Mm.
as like crazy as that sounds, right? Like obviously, but like that's it. That like if you're just let's say you know you're a stand user or you're like you have a quirk, right? You,
Don't bring up stand users, bro.
okay, you know, no,
Stand users, there are
yeah,
stand users that
yeah.
will get past Gojo's
Hold on,
limitless. I'll tell you
you're
that.
right, you're right. Let me put stand users aside. Let's say you have like a
Not
quirk or
JoJo's.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
my hero's better.
Like if you have like a quirk or something, or if you're like in just comic books, right? Like getting aside like the cosmic people, right? They're just not gonna touch him. Like it's not even on some like Gojo meat writing shit. It's just like they don't have the mechanism to touch him.
Yeah. So there's
Again,
that.
you can do the verse equalization thing, but I don't want to open up that bag of worms.
Yeah. King Russ, thank you for the 5. Gojo beats Sukuna, then teleports, scoops Yuji, teleports back, then have Yuji free Megumi, and then they all go stomp Kinjaku.
That'd be hilarious. That would actually be
Probably not.
hilarious.
Yeah, that would be funny though. M3D, thank you for the 5. Saw an interesting debate in BR's replies that Mahoraga displayed combat speed on par with Gojo's in that one exchange. Thoughts? No. My thought is just, hey, this thing shouldn't be able to move in here, and Gojo's just like not free. I don't want to portray it like he's like panicking, but I mean, just imagine like it's
Biblically
sort of
accurate
like you
panic
don't.
attack.
Yeah, like Mahoraga one does not have to be like as fast as Gojo to do what he did. Because Gojo is not like physically attacking Mahoraga. He's charging up red, right? And two, I think it's very, very possible that Gojo saw Mahoraga move at a point in time he should not be able to move, and then he's just like, "What the fuck? What just happened?" Because I was supposed to kill you before you adapted to my domain, not after. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple things. If you want to say that, like Mahoraga having like at least comparable combat speed, it's still a little wild. You'd have to just think Sukuna's powered it up a lot because like base Mahoraga or like the Mahoraga we've seen extensively fight is not even as fast as 15 finger Sukuna.
Mm.
So I mean, and if you think it's the same Mahoraga, like the same amount of power, probably not. But if you think it's like significantly amped by Sukuna, it's technically possible. So it's
I can
definitely an
see it.
argument you can
Yeah.
have.
Um.
Alexander does stuff. Thank you for the 10. Question: since you've already made Geto, Yuta, and Maki versus Disaster Curses, a question I had is: can the former people have as much problem in B5 ep as Gojo did or more? Funnily enough, that is a video I'm working on for a lot of characters. But yeah, I will give the very general, like knee-jerk opinion or reaction that I have to it. Um, Yuta would lose. Geto wouldn't lose, and Maki wouldn't lose.
Yuta losing
Geto,
is that's interesting.
well, if you think about like you think about him being kind of placed in a similar limitation as Gojo. Like I think
You know,
so here's the thing,
without
right?
spoiling your video, right?
Sure.
Is the ace or like the X Factor Mahito?
No, it's not even about that. It's like, and this is like obviously go more in depth. And like some of these, I'll tell you this for free, right? Some of these opinions are not the opinions I have in the video, right? Like this is just my initial reaction of just like thinking about it, like when I started versus like how I ended, right? For Yuta, it's just he is the person whose attacks and like abilities require the most space and like destructive damage, right? They are the least precise, basically, and he's the one who cares the most about civilians.
I gotcha. Okay.
For Geto, he will unleash everything because he hates those guys, right? You're giving them a fucking mental amp.
Oh,
and then
so
Maki,
you're giving them all the same limitations, like
yeah, B5F being they're where Gojo is, right? And then they get jumped. That's kind of how it goes. You can also the thing is too is like in that scenario, all of the cursed spirits are going to be using their techniques, unlike against Gojo, because they don't need to use domain amplification to negate Yuta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can just attack. So it's kind of like obviously some opinions of those change. Some characters lose that I thought would win. Some characters win that I thought would lose. Blah blah blah. But I do think like knee-jerk reaction, Yuta loses not because he's too weak, but because his character.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I think even Jogo said it himself. The only difference between, or not the only difference, but like the biggest difference between Yuji and Gojo as like combatants is that Gojo's just like, he has like a higher threshold of stuff he's willing to sacrifice. So yeah, it just makes him focus more. And I think Yuta would probably be somewhere like between Yuji and Gojo. Like I don't think he's as nice as Yuji. I don't know if that's the right word.
But we do see in Sendai, like, it's not that he's, like, he does prioritize civilians, right? That's part of the reason he doesn't bring out Rika immediately. So, like, we know that he will handicap himself in some circumstances to save people. And speaking of Yuta, Sleepy Sailor, thank you for the 2. Could Yuta revive Yuki with Seance, or is she gone?
Man, I do not know. What is up with the popularity of the Seance technique recently? It's been popping up a lot more.
It's just because you can bring back any character you want with it in theory.
True.
But the thing is with Yuki is the problem I would pick up, right, is that you need genetic material and Yuki might be in a black hole.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you want to argue like, oh, you know, he could go retrieve blood from the area, maybe it's possible. I won't dismiss it completely. But I will say, like, if I had to put my money on it, I would imagine that like unlike Toji, who really lost a lot of his body, but like relatively speaking, when talking about dead people, mostly intact. Yuki is her circumstances are very unknown. She could be completely obliterated from the black hole.
What's interesting too about Yuki is that if there is any material left, you have to weigh: is it better to revive her, or is it better to just, you know, give Rika a snack and let a better special grade sorcerer try again with the same technique?
Said, let me use it.
Also,
yeah.
Just that actually, that's so funny. I said that like as a joke, but I thought about it and I'm like, man, if Gojo just left like a pint of his blood as backup, he A, can be brought back from the dead, and B, could just like have Rika drink some of it, and I don't know, just he doesn't even like. It's not that he'd need the Limitless. It would just be cool to see Yuta use it. You know what I mean? It's not about, like, efficiency or whatever, but, like, come on. You can't tell me the visual of Yuta popping off a red wouldn't go crazy.
Yeah, it'd go crazy. Yeah. And then we run out of cursed energy 2 seconds later, and we're like, oh, fuck. It's going to be even crazier. But yeah. Let's see. Any other super chats? Oh, yeah. Lars Mango, thank you for the 7. Could Itachi just spawn Amaterasu in Gojo's head? Amaterasu doesn't travel, it spawns. If Amaterasu spawns in Gojo's head, is it Gojover? Okay, so 2 things, right? I know what you mean. Amaterasu does definitely fucking travel sometimes. It's just one of those things that's kind of like inconsistent. There are some examples, especially if you use the anime at all, where you can tell for a fact Amaterasu's traveling. I'll tell you this right now. Look back at the Sasuke versus Itachi fight and tell me Amaterasu doesn't travel when he's like chasing Sasuke with it. There are some instances where it does just spawn at a person for sure, but it's not concrete enough to where I'm saying, yeah, Itachi's getting him with that. Your best bet if you want to have Itachi win, right, is to have him use Genjutsu, but not one where he has to insert his chakra, one where he just manipulates like the energy in the person he's already fighting. That's your best bet. But yeah. Let's see.
Actually, it wasn't a super chat, but it was something Liv brought up that caught my
Mm,
attention. She said, "Hey, what you think of what you all think of the plan for the last finger is like Sukuna finger? Think Gojo's
mm,
plan could be to beat him back into cursed objectification." I actually thought about that, and I
mm.
always assumed Yuji was just gonna eat it and sort of like force Sukuna back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Just because I think it would be really cool to have Yuji just sort of like literally imprison Sukuna back in him and just be like,
Mm.
"Hey, Megumi, glad you're back, but I'm sorry, bro, you're not stopping me this time."
Huh.
I'll let you fill in what made that sound.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very, very creative there.
Yeah.
Um,
So I mean, look, I think there's more of a use for that last Sukuna finger if
mhm,
Gege remembers that it's there.
for sure. I mean, I don't doubt that he remembers, but I don't really, I honestly don't know. To be honest with
I
you,
don't know if it's doubt. Let's call it trust. It's a trust issue.
I trust that Gege remembers about a fucking Sukuna finger.
That's
But yeah, that's
insane.
just the difference between me and you for real. Um, yeah, I don't trust Gege to do a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, right? Remember about a Sukuna finger? Come on now. Um, that being said, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Not real quick. Let's talk. Like, I need to talk about peak fiction. All right, we've been
Oh,
talking about JJK
actually,
this, Black Clover that,
while you do
My
this,
Hero this. Yeah,
all
you
right.
do your thing.
Not only am I gonna do my thing, we have a new emote in chat, guys. So courtesy of Live Harder, the Kogane. So it should be up for members. Um,
Mm-hmm.
have fun with it, guys,
Yep. All
and
right, guys.
like the stream. Be right back.
We've been talking about mid all day long, right? It's time to talk about real peak fiction. It's time to talk about Kishimoto. It's time to talk about that Minato one shot. Nobody clipped that mid talk out of context, right? JJK and My Hero actually kind of showed up. Even Black Clover did. But anyways, right? Minato one shot. Listen, bro. All my Naruto fans, I just want to let you know we won today. Today it was a momentous occasion for us. All right. Not only did Kishimoto come back, right? He came back and he really showed us that like he never lost it. All right. Forget Boruto for a second. Forget Samurai 8 for a second, right? When he really tried, because those times he wasn't trying, right? When he really tried and he got in his bag, this is what we got. And we just got a Kishi go. That's what I'm saying. Well, we got a great one shot. I don't even really know where to start. I mean, I really like this. This is a very, 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 very cute, insulated story about Minato. I liked what this did for Minato and Kushina's characters. I like what it did for their relationship. The art, God, phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal, bro. He just cooked. Kishimoto really like. It's crazy too. A little bit of Boruto slander incoming, so cover your ears for all those that are scared about that. It's crazy seeing like this is what the Naruto mythos can look like. That's all I'll say. All right. I'll let you guys fill in the blanks. Because damn, damn is Kishimoto great, man. I really like this. Like nothing well, I won't say nothing too crazy happened, right? Some crazy shit happened. But like it's not like Kishimoto gave us 20 chapters, right? It was just one really good chapter showing the Rasengan being made, showing Minato and Kushina be together. I mean, Kushina's struggle with like taming Kurama, stuff like that. All of that was really cool, and it just looked great, man. It was great. It looked great. We got to see Jiraiya, we got to see Minato, we got to see Kushina. It was great. It was amazing. I mean, he showed out. He showed out. Also, this is the power scaler in me, right? Kurama saying that Minato as a Jonin with a newly made Rasengan and like probably not even perfected Flying Raijin was a caliber of shinobi equal to Hashirama is crazy. Bro really looked at Joni Minato and said, "Oh my god, I haven't encountered a shinobi this strong since Hashirama." Huh? What? Do y'all do y'all understand? Do y'all get it? Listen, chat. There's something I know I don't talk about Naruto much, especially not on the pod, right? Here's something you need to know about me. It goes Sasuke, Itachi, Minato. Seeing Minato get compared to Hashirama as a Jonin that just mastered the Rasengan is nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's wild. It's crazy and it's wild. I want to rewatch. I want to reread Naruto so bad. I read this and said, "Damn, I have to reread Naruto." Like I'm tired of the bullshit. You know what I mean? Listen, all these manga are great. You know, all the manga we've been talking about, not all of them. A lot of these manga we talk about are great, right? So it's been amazing. It's been fun. But are they Naruto? I don't know. I don't know, man. Kishimoto just worked miracles on me, bro. He really just came back and said, "Hey, don't forget, guys, I'm different. Don't forget, guys, I'm different." Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. This right here, 10 out of 10 chapter. Like easily. Like so easily. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, even 13 out of 10. Let's really push let's really push the envelope. The anime Jimmer, thank you for the 2. More Naruto and One Piece on the pod. Listen, bro. I can provide the Naruto. Kreams can provide the One Piece. I don't see how it can't not happen.
Yeah,
I don't see how it can't not happen.
I mean, I think
I will be using the bathroom every time Kream starts talking about One Piece, though.
Okay, I was gonna say that it would be a pretty cool way to integrate like our bathroom breaks into it. Like BR signs off for the One Piece talk, I sign off for the Naruto talk, and we just can sort of like tag in and out.
Yeah, it's like, all right, Jesus, bro, I can't stand to hear about this. Let me go.
I mean,
but
yeah, we got like what one bathroom break's worth of stuff to say about each series. Well, the only upside
is Naruto's not ongoing.
Yeah.
Not constant content. Yeah, and it's a major downside. Crippling even. But yeah, I mean, just to really quickly summarize, I know Cream's ears are burning from hearing about this peak fiction. It was great, bro. Like Kishimoto, did he have the best art in this chapter? Yeah, I think he had the best art in this chapter. I gotta give it to him, bro. Kishimoto, he just came out here and said, "I'm him, bye." And I don't know. I mean, I'm happy. It's time for him to make Naruto Part 3. Hey, listen, bro. Your stupid Naruto slander won't work on me right now, bro. I'm up.
I literally just said I'm happy you're happy.
Hey, listen, bro,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't even listen. Clearly slander. But anyways, God. Right? Kishimoto. You love to see it. But yeah, Naruto is great. Probably, not probably the best chapter of this week. For me. And I speak for everybody when I say that too. The best chapter of the week for everybody included in this podcast.
Bro just said he speaks for the streets. I'm sick. You know damn well that's me, bro.
It's great. It's great. It's great. Now, I'm hearing some people talk about Blue Lock.
Yes.
I'm hearing some people wanting to talk about Blue Lock, bro. And let me just say this before. Barou's a loser.
Mm-hmm.
He's a scrub.
Look, bro, all I'm saying is Isagi's goal wouldn't have been caught. That's all I'm saying. Like,
bro,
Kaiser's goal wouldn't have been caught. See, there's something there's a difference, chat, between blocking a goal, it hitting the rim and you miss, and it getting caught.
At the rim.
Right? Stop.
Bro, caught at the rim.
I'm trying. I'm come on. I'm doing a monologue.
All right, go ahead, build up. Go build up.
Okay. But there's something truly special about the goalie being like, not only can I block this, I can catch it like a baseball. Easy work.
Oh, bro, let me get ahead of the slander before. Let me get ahead of the slander before anybody else does. Right? 2 kings this week were on Fraud Watch. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is actually
that's
crazy.
Bro. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. Okay, what's wild, right? What's wild is, like, the situation was perfect for Barou. We see confirmation that he had Predator Eye up. He had Predator Eye active. He shoots it. And then Gagamaru's monologue, and he's like, I can touch it, right? Bare minimum. I can deflect it. Okay, you're cooking. Hell, I can even catch this.
Dude, not only that, but like, chat, I think I have to remind everybody here, right? The entire point of Predator Eye is to just sense a weakness in the goalie. It is a 1v1 with Barou and the goalie. That is it. Like you understand, it serves no other purpose.
He got cooked.
Like I can't.
He's a loser.
I can't even make a comparable. This would be like Metavision, just the entire team having like anti-Metavision and just stopping him, like stopping Asagi. I mean, like it is unbelievable that Barou spent all this time training and being tutored by like the greatest player in the world, coming up with a strategy that just is supposed to work for him and make them score goals, and somehow here they are.
Bro, this is the 100 million yen man. No, the people have been getting swindled, bro. I'll tell you that right now. His worth is going to plummet, bro. He is a scrub. Like, okay,
Bum.
he got the ball stolen from him by Isagi, right, in the beginning of the game. Then Isagi scores. Already tough, but listen, hey, what are you going to do, right? Isagi came out a little bit quicker than anybody expected, right? Okay, fine. Barou scores once. Yeah, whatever. Reveal of a new ability has to happen. Then he tries to do it again. Kaiser and Isagi pull up and block him. All right, you're looking like a bum. You're looking like a fraud, right? But now you're back in front of the goal, right? Sure, Isagi and Kaiser, they messed up the 1v1, right? But now you got Predator Eye out, and you got the 1v1, right? It's the scenario you dreamed of. And Gagamaru shuts you down?
Insane, dude. And I literally can't believe that stupid bit from that clip, from that Blue Lock clip we posted about Gagamaru like awakening a new technique.
Hey, bro, listen.
True. Like, it's cool,
I'll
right? It was really cool,
fun,
but it's just
fun.
Ridiculous. Like it's actually ridiculous that we just like called it. Like, again, we were just messing around, right?
Yeah, he gets a new eye and he just sees through the yeah, for sure. I will say this. I don't know if you remember our Blue Lock draft, right? But I just saying my first round Gagamaru pick feels
He's like
better and better with
the
each
only
chapter.
fucking named goalie. That's not impressive, bro.
Hey, listen, bro, you didn't pick him.
It wasn't my turn. I was too busy picking the best defender.
You pick somebody else, bro, and I picked Gagamaru. Listen, you say it's not impressive. I say I'm winning because of this guy. Nobody's scoring on him. He's literally different. Anyways, right? Gagamaru, go.
Right. 25 million isn't enough of a decrease, Darklaw. I put this goon back down to 50. Let him work his way back up to 100.
Because here's the thing. What we're saying, right? What we're saying is if we put him at 50 million, we're saying his demonstration is as good as Isagi's last game demonstration. Is that what we're saying?
You know what? Yeah. The Isagi that's playing now, he's improved. Barou just
Yeah, bro,
yeah. He's gonna have to dye his hair back. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, bro. Turn that shit back black, bro. Your dyeing hair is not going crazy. But yeah. Gagamaru then throws the ball out and Isagi starts getting to work, bro. He says, no. I'm on offense. It's time to lock in. And he does. He starts cooking, right? Using Noah, right? Aiku just body slams him to the ground, though. Whatever, right? It's just Isagi and Yukimia in front of the goal. Yukimia starts working his magic in 1v1. He gets past him. Isagi gets to the goal as he always does. And then this bum, this idiot throws the wrong pass. And it gets just stolen out of the air by Snuffy, bro. I'll tell you what, I was so heated. As soon as Iori was like, no, a law pass won't work, I was like, damn. Yukimia really fucked up, bro. Dude, he really botched it.
Yukimia, I get it, bro. You're not that guy, right? You're not a protagonist, right? You had your moments already. How do I say this nicely about Barou? You know that red dye he used on his hair? Mm-hmm. It should have gone on his nose because he's playing like a clown.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. I will say this though, Yukimia flubbing that,
bro. He's cool. Damn near blind. Like, what's Barou's excuse?
Yeah, I will just say that means Hiyori's gonna come in. We need those Psy level passes again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hiyori's gotta fix this. Like, this
bro,
is
Hiyori.
Yeah.
Go ahead and work your magic. All right, listen, get whoever you need to get off the field, bro. It's time for your passes to start cooking, bro. We need it. Because like honestly, Hisagi would have just scored.
Yeah, literally. Like if anybody else was on this field except for Snuffy, this would have been a goal. Like the game would have just been over, right? Like,
or even if Snuffy was there, right? If Yukimia threw the right pass, Isagi knew Snuffy was there. He just didn't know Yukimia was gonna be an idiot. Yukimia really said, Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw you a nice slow lob pass for the defense to get to you. What an idiot.
Yeah,
God, bro.
I think this is the first time, like chemical reaction or whatever, like between two players who A, don't hate each other, B, don't lack talent, and C are
and then he loses because of it. They
yeah,
mess up.
and it's just so crazy because like, right, humans just kind of fuck that up sometimes.
Yeah. I will
So
say this real
yeah,
quick. Cortez Santana, I just happened to look over a chat, said Hiyori the zombie killer. And who is Lorenzo akin to, bro? What does Raichi
yeah,
call him? Like, listen, bro, hold on. You might have did something, bro. You might have made a connection. I asked all the more reason to get Hiyori on the field now, because Hiyori's gonna change the game. Those passes, like we've been
life-changing.
talking about, what would happen, Sai plays with Isagi, like that level of, bro. We're not gonna get that all the way, but we're gonna get the passes aspect, bro. And I need that. Isagi needs that. Bastard Munchin needs that. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
We need them passes, bro. We need them passes.
I mean,
But yeah,
overall, this was like an 8 out of 10 chapter for me. Just like another
yeah.
chapter in the fight.
Mhm.
If Barou's valuation doesn't go down to like top 60, maybe maybe less, I won't be satisfied.
60.
No,
Barrow would have to score the next 2 goals for me to be like, he can stay at his 100 mil
yeah, and
valuation.
especially because they win at like what 3 goals, so he would need to add an extra goal and score it.
he'd need to score 4 goals in this 3-goal game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good chapter. I'd give it like an 8.5. I really liked it.
Man, I can't believe this might be the first where you rank all the chapters like kind of across the board more positively than me.
Yeah. I'm just a positive person, bro.
Simply not
I
true.
just liking
Lies.
stuff.
No,
I mean,
that's
you
never been
call
you.
Black Clover a 6. I said 7, 7.5. Like, damn, bro.
Look, bro.
I said listen, I'm just a positive person. What did you? Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, you're just a hater. Have you considered that?
You know, add a crazy question for you, and I think this will go to prove my point here, chat.
Okay.
I realized something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would not be able to have Tabata's curse technique. Takaba.
Yeah, I'm like, what kind of fucking curse technique does Tabata have?
Yeah, Takaba. I mean, you're simply not goofy enough. Because you have to know what it's like to feel joy. And
well, you wouldn't function with it well either.
I would.
It is called the comedian, bro. It requires some level of funniness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
the only person it's gonna make laugh is me, and that's all. Look, if it works for Takaba, it works for me. I don't know why I keep making that.
Yeah, anyways, let's help you stop embarrassing yourself, all right, bro? Let's move on. All right, I'll just pat you on the shoulder. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Your point was almost made.
You know what? That's all we can do, chat. I am a hero. I'm glad I can inspire you all today.
Yeah. Anywho, avoiding that train wreck of whatever. I guess before we do part 2 of our JJK talk, it's time for the book club.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's admit it. Last episode was phenomenal, right? Of the podcast of book club, right? You and I, we really hit our stride, especially with Monster.
Yeah.
I am glad to say this enjoyment has continued into the 3rd installment of the Monster Book Club.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. I don't think I'll have the same like fervent, really ridiculous reaction.
No, me either. Because it's not like that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
This last stretch, I think we read like 50 chapters this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, it was just really thrilling plot developments.
Yeah, it was just good. Like that's all it was. I feel like I'm kind of acclimatized to it. Acclimatized. I don't know why I said it like that. Acclimatized to the like type of storytelling that Monster tells. So like, while I still think it's great, I'm not freaking out. And I would say I also think Johan is a big part of like why I react like that.
Yeah.
Like Johan just induces some sort of
reaction,
some sort of fear,
yeah.
some sort of like immediate like panic almost. But I will say Monster continued on to be really, really good.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I think the main reason, keep in mind, I'm not about to express disappointment. I'm just, it's not like this exhilarating, celebration like it was last episode, only because this really seems to be the stretch of chapters where Urasawa has picked up the pace with introducing new characters and like interweaving new webs in the storyline. So a lot of it was just new character gets introduced, you're wondering why the hell they're there. Turns out they have like one of the most important connections to the story you've ever seen. And then they either just like, it's not even like that they die, it's just like they just sort of get rolled into like the Johan, the anti-Johan Avengers that Tenma accidentally built up like totally by accident in his pursuit of Johan. And it's just so funny, and I think a good starting point is just to like, do you want to go with all the new characters that get introduced, or do you want to go like with Johan, with Tenma, like how do you want to tackle?
Let's start with new characters. I will just say flat out, my favorite is Grimmer.
Yes,
so cool.
Dude, Grimmer's the best. I wanted to give this man a hug,
cool.
dude. That scene where he was crying, like, ooh, that moved me.
Is this what face am I making right now? I'm like, God, bro. See, you, nah, bro. Grimmer's cool. Grimmer's really cool.
Especially because like he shouldn't be, right? Like he shouldn't be a nice person, right? But he was so kind, like to a fault. And you hear everything about his like past, and you're like, yeah, bro, this only makes you a better person. Like, like to go through everything he went through, right, in his childhood, and to like pathologically want to at least like pretend to be a good person. Yeah, bro, like good job. This is
that is indeed the right choice.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Just wanted to give him a hug, and by the end, you're just like, bro, I hope you're okay. Like, I really hope you don't die by the end of the series, because I will actually be upset.
Yeah. Oh, bro, when he's crying, you were born because someone wanted you, and he's like genuinely crying. I'm like, oh yes, sir. This is that development, bro. This is that growth, and I'll you love to see it, bro. You love to see it. And like the Magnificent Steiner, like kind of Jekyll Hyde sort of thing.
Dude,
was cool.
The Magnificent Steiner thing, I totally forgot about that. That's insane, right? Like that's actually
like,
insane.
I did it again. I killed them. I'm like,
how?
Well, you're different.
Yeah.
Bro literally said, I just flipped a switch.
It's like, I mean, I guess he becomes bulletproof when that switch is flipped, because like they were all armed.
Yeah. Nah, bro becomes a master martial artist right there. But yeah, I mean, bro was just cooking. Easily my favorite added new character in this segment of the manga, and like at least top 3 characters, period.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
top
like
3.
for me, top 3. I really fuck with Grimmer. I really like Grimmer.
Yeah, me too.
He's a really fun character.
I gotta say,
let's see.
Urasawa's talent for like he is making the most out of Eva, and I am all here for it, man. The entire arc with her and the bodyguard, I was hooked. I was actually like,
ooh,
dude,
man, that got me. I didn't forget about it, but like, damn,
yeah, dude,
me, bro.
I'm like, dude, I was like, damn, bro, is Eva crawling through the ranks? No way. That's no.
She kind of is.
Or so you're not allowed to do this, bro.
Yeah, her bodyguard. I can't remember his name,
either.
But he was also a really good character.
He was great.
I really enjoyed him.
Yeah, dude. And he was the only person I think to meat munch Johan without doing it in like a very pathetic way.
Yeah. Just, oh my god, that guy's scary as shit. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, bro, I saw him in the hallway. You know that scene in Boondocks where Uncle Ruckus has like guns pointed at him in the movie theater, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I need you to repeat that. I soiled myself." I butchered the line, but yeah. That kind of gave me the similar vibes where the guy was just like, he was so terrified, he went right back around to like being neutral.
Yeah. She's like, well, that thing is so scary, I will never, ever not be scared of it. Well, I have to be normal.
I mean, I did pass the demon on my way out of the hall, but, you know, obviously I was too scared to walk.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I just scared myself into normalcy. Cool. Eva, like, waiting at the train station, just waiting for him, I'm like, oh, don't be a compelling character, man. Don't be a compelling character, because I think she's always been like an interesting character. Don't become like sympathetic or likable. Come on now.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Don't do that to me. Or stop. It's not funny, bro. Stop. The joke's over. Stop. And then she's like, obviously like some gun dealers like, a novice can't handle a big gun when you're trying to shoot. She's like, a demon. First of all,
hard.
Unreasonably cold,
right?
Like, what are you giving a demon? What are you giving out these one-liners for, bro? Like, can you?
And look,
oh man, yeah.
Getting into that section of the podcast, right? We got like some more Johan, just backstory, or I guess allusions. We simultaneously got more Johan while getting less Johan than last segment.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I almost fainted when he took off the wig the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, what? Because I was wondering, I'm like, Nina wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nina would not do this, right? And I was like, oh, Nina wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't doubt that Johan would, but what the huh?
No. Dude, I was
my brain broke. I said, wow, it was all fake. Wow.
Here's the craziest part for me, right? I was like sure that I knew that Johan and Nina looked different. They do not look different.
No,
it is just
twins,
the hair.
bro.
It is just the hair, bro. I would not be able to pass the Clark Kent test, guys. I hate to admit it, but like Urasawa, I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Demon time activities. The thing with the mansion is crazy. Tenma is just at the end of his rope. I'll be honest with you, man. This guy needs a break. Tenma, this arc, right? Or not even this arc, but like this stretch that we read. He goes to prison. They just catch
jail,
him.
Guys.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just catch him. And he's just like screaming about Johan, right? Just like telling everybody who will listen, hey, the devil's reincarnated into our world, right? Everybody's like, clown, L, ratio, right? Dumbass. Then this lawyer gets to him. And naturally, this lawyer is super connected to the overarching plot.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
All for this to end with Tenma and another prisoner going on the run.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know what? You weren't going to get me free, bro. I just had to dip. And then he's like, no, I did it. He's like, I don't really care about being free, bro. I need to kill Johan. Like, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's so funny because, like, every single time somebody's like, yeah, Tenma, you're innocent. You're the best. I love you, bro. I die for you. Just, like, you're such a good person, especially compared to Johan. And he's like, I mean, look, bro, I appreciate it, but, like, Johan's gotta die. Like, yeah.
I mean, I don't think you understand. Like, listen.
Like, thank you for the kind words, but
gotta go.
I appreciate you, but it's like every single time. You know what it is? It's the same joke and punchline. It's like, hey, Tenma, I really love that you're not a murderer. Just love that fact about you. When I say,
no, I need to be.
Yeah, literally, there's like a specific guy that like I just need to murder, and it's like,
I'm not a murderer yet. I literally am actively trying to become one. I don't think you understand. It's not something I'm accidental. I'm seeking it out.
Yeah, I'm trying my best too. The guy's just really elusive.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, he's annoyingly good at avoiding me. And there's also this other guy, Detective Lunge, who just wants to keep hunting me down, bro. He just won't. God, but he seems to be. I will say, Detective Lunge seems to have been like. He seems to be acknowledging Johan's existence a lot more. Like,
yeah,
he's starting to search for Johan.
Yeah,
irrespective of his search for like Tenma.
I'm really happy with what Lunge has been doing, and there's like some other characters that got introduced, like the lawyer, and there was that cop, who was framed for everything.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, the entire time you find out like everything that Johan's been doing to this guy, and I was so certain that his mother was gonna die. I'll just keep it. I'll keep it so honest, man. I was like, they're gonna get to the hospital. Johan smothered her with a pillow, right? And then I remembered Johan is simply not that predictable. And the tape,
had a prediction, bro. Didn't happen.
The tape is still in there, and I'm like, what did he even do?
Yeah, He just recorded over the
He
important
just
bits,
recorded
bro.
over the important bits to mess with them.
I'm
Huh?
like, oh no, 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 no. The what is John Suk, something like
I
that.
think it's just
That
Johan, yeah.
yeah, that would make more sense.
Mm.
He- his mother,
Yep.
kind of like A1 intelligence for being like, that wasn't a woman. Like, all right, well, listen, you're right. All right, so I won't look at you like with a side eye here. All right, this isn't that type of thing. But like, how the hell did you know that? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because like even knowing that that is Johan, I'm like, no,
Insane.
but there's no, but I'm
Indication,
failing to
yeah.
see. I'm failing to see like what was the tell, right?
But
Did Johan
I'm
like? I don't
fully
know, man.
convinced there's like supernatural powers in the monster universe. There just has to be.
It has to be because I'm like, because I like keep pulling up. I'm like, is there any tell, right?
Mm.
Maybe like the fact that she like has an air of like devoidness to her, right? Sure. But like she doesn't have that all the time. Like Johan doesn't have that when he's pretending to be Nina all the time, right?
Mm.
He like can fake real emotions. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, his mother crazy. Just
Yeah.
said, "No, no, no. It was a guy.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but a guy." And I'm like, "Oh."
It's like, yeah, I clocked him. He can't get past me.
Yeah.
Man, just it was really thrilling. The Tenma prison arc, followed by the bodyguard arc with Eva. But the rest of it was just like a lot of lore being revealed, and I really appreciated it for the plot. It was really riveting. I think I was just so I was so distracted by everybody like coming to terms with like, okay, it's not the entire series. People have known that Johan exists, right? But it's always felt like isolated for every single character because they all have their journeys with Johan, right? Like the therapist guy with the mustache, I forgot his name. He lives in Munich. This man has been put through hell, right? Like his favorite patient slash friend died. He's getting his shit rocked in an alley at like 80 years old. You know what I mean? Like he's really
Yeah.
going through it. And he's like talking to everybody, the lawyer, anybody loosely connected. He's just like, bro, we need to talk. Let's catch you up to speed. And he's the one forming the Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is simply not doing anything. The nicest way I could put it, like he seems to be doing a lot on paper, right? But when you actually get down to it, he's doing nothing. He's just like, yeah, we all have to like gather around and do nothing. The pacifist approach is the best approach, and we will be united.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? But I think when you're dealing with Johan, it's kind of like, yeah, yes, right. We're talking about results, right? We're talking about achieving goals. What has Tenma done that he hasn't?
True. Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't say Tenma's done nothing, but it's all building up to like actually getting a result. It's like, I don't know, man. This Johan guy's kind of slippery. He's kind of tough to get
wily,
hold of,
yeah.
bro.
Dude, and the craziest thing is that like Johan he didn't do anything. Like he literally didn't do anything. Like if we're talking about people who didn't do anything, like literally it's so hard to describe. Nobody actually did anything except maybe Tenma, right? With just getting out of jail. That's it. But the rest of the people, they're just continuing to exist and learn. And it's so thrilling.
Heart, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I need to use the bathroom real quick, bro. I'll be right back. Drink too much water.
Yeah. By the way, guys, you know why he's drinking so much water? And you know the reason I'm drinking so much water? Because it is so hot outside. I don't know where you guys are at, but, like, it's... For me here, we're talking about, like, upper 90s, and it just follows you. It's the kind of heat that, like, it doesn't really leave you alone once you're inside. And I'm at my wit's end. All right, I've been cranking up my AC. My electricity bill is going to be through the roof this month, but I think I literally need it. Not as much as I think BR needs it. I think he'll be the first person to tell you he is just fighting for his life over there. But also another thing, my hair length right now is so long, and I need to get a haircut, but I just really hate going to the barbershop. I keep putting it off. I keep dreading it because I dislike the entire experience. All right, it is just so annoying to me to like have to leave to get my hair cut by somebody else. It seems so trivial, but it's like I'm not going to a doctor's appointment, right? Like I'm not going for a ride. Like I'm not doing anything aside from just sitting in a chair somewhere else while my hair is being cut. And I know I've had to like overcome this hurdle mentally because of the heat, literally because of the heat. I think I might have to make this concession. But aside from that, I just oh man. I'm gonna level with you, chat. I've gone through like 3 bottles of water since we started this episode. I I turn on my AC, but it would destroy the audio input. That is quite the opposite. My toes are freezing up. It's 109 for me. It's 109 for you, Zero G. That's insane.
Where does he live? Arizona?
Right, dude. You know, actually, it's funny. I had a person that I was following on Instagram, and she posted this story today where she took a pan, made a bunch of eggs on the raw asphalt. Not raw asphalt, but like it was through the pan, and that shit was like cooking. She was making like scrambled eggs with like sunlight. And I was just like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can do that at a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is true. It is. It's hot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. Monster's been great. I will say, I'm excited for this to end in like a positive way. I don't want it to end, but I'm excited to see the ending.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's crazy. Like I keep seeing shit revealed. And I'm like, it has to be the end. It has to be the end.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be the end.
Dude, we didn't
But
even
it's
get into
not.
that puppet guy who was also related to the plot.
There's just so many characters related to the plot, man.
But it's like so funny, you know?
It's funny, but it's also like it just feels like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers are revealed and pulled apart, and I'm like,
bro,
oh god.
Shout out to Roberto for going to law school, between going to the hospital for his arm and, you know, this new job. Crazy, by the way. Johan found the most overqualified minion ever.
Most overqualified minion. Yeah. I mean, hey, bro, he's an underling that gets shit done sometimes on occasion.
Ooh. So, I think with all of that being said, it is finally time to get into the JJK chapter properly. Jujutsu Kaisen, sorcery fight, written by KK Hakatami.
Yeah, let's get into it, bro. You know, no more. Bro, just started waffling. Yeah, so we talked about kind of a lot of what happened, in the chapter indirectly through super chats or through like us just kind of getting sidetracked earlier. But I will say, as someone who's kind of been on the record saying Sukuna's kind of taking the lead, Sukuna's kind of dominant, I will just flat out saying give Gojo his flowers here. Until Mahoraga is summoned, Gojo is absolutely the dominant fighter here. I think it's like very obvious why he's able to beat Sukuna within the domain, like within that like 3-minute timer. Because when you actually get to like before we didn't get to see it, right? When you get to realize the fact that Gojo can use all of his techniques, he can use blue, he can use red, potentially purple, although one might argue that the strain might be a little bit too crazy while having a domain open. Whatever, regardless, right? It's like, if you assume Sukuna and Gojo are about relative in basic hand-to-hand abilities, and then you just add the techniques, yeah, no wonder Sukuna is getting kind of bodied in there. Because, I mean, damn, bro. It's just unfortunate. Bro's getting dragged around. I'd be sick. But yeah, after that, anyways, like their first domain expansion clash, they open it. And I will say this, I rarely give props to like the officials on the notion of them being officials, but a really cool effect that I noticed was like the second time they open their domain expansion, you see like this drop shadow, right, underneath the text. Like a light one, and it kind of like, if you check every other domain expansion, it's been real solid text. It's been like obviously kind of signifying the fact that they're doing it simultaneously. But with this one, the way the text is formatted gives it a little bit of a lag feeling, and it's a small thing, but I will say I read it and I immediately noticed the difference in like the way they were approaching it. I thought it was like a cool little detail. People like to shit on the officials a lot, myself included, but I will give them credit where credit's due there. Um, but yeah, anyways, they open their domain again. Sukuna gets caught in there because he opened it less than 0.01 seconds after Gojo. And then this is when shit just starts getting crazy. Because Gojo just hits him with unlimited void and then just says, all right, bro, I'm not done. I want your heart, your lungs, and your liver.
Crazy, dude.
Hmm?
Crazy. Gojo was like, first of all, why not the head, man? Like just off rip, why not the hand? Because like Sukuna just in what the first arc, he was just like, yeah, bro, I can live without a heart, like I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So it's just like, Gojo, do you not know that? Like what are you doing? And then it leads to this very scary conclusion. Gojo's doing that to like torture him a little bit, and you're like, huh?
Is that how you read that? You think he's doing it for like being vindictive?
Wouldn't you?
No.
Yeah,
I don't
I should
necessarily
have
think so.
foreseen that answer.
I mean, hey, bro. I think it's in the like I think it's for Megumi if I had to assume why, right? Um, like here's the thing. I I don't know the effect of destroying even Sukuna's head. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm,
don't know what that does, and I don't know if Gojo knows what that does. Right? Sukuna can die, like, and Gojo knows that as much, right? He knows that Sukuna can die and come back, but I mean, it's kind of a rule, right? That even people who can survive unsurvivable things cannot come back from like your head getting destroyed.
yeah.
Destroyed. Um,
Specifically cut
so
off, I think, or just
yeah,
absolutely destroyed. Yeah.
removed or your brain like obliterated,
Hmm.
right? So like I don't know, and I won't say that this is for sure the reason. It could be that he's just heated and he wants to take his time. That's certainly possible.
I
But
mean,
I will say my bet is like destroying Sukuna's head is an unknown quantity, right?
true.
At least if you want him to come back, right? Maybe he could, but if you're like, I still want to get Megumi back, that might not be something you want to do, and you'd want to bring him to death or bring him closer to death in ways that he can assuredly come back from.
Yeah.
This my guess. Mm.
That's so interesting that you say that. It would kind of imply that Gojo hasn't fully given up on Megumi.
I mean, we
Um,
know he hasn't. He says as much, or he thinks as much to himself.
I guess, right? But you gotta wonder why. It seems like the perfect vessel thing for Sukunas is a little bit more one and done. Like you wouldn't be saying this about like Kashimo's vessel, right? So
Yeah, he
why?
doesn't care about Kashimo
No, no,
though.
no. Okay.
That's the only difference.
So do you think the same technique would work like across the board? Because even Angel was like, yeah, if you just cancel out the technique, like it just kills both of them. So
Well, Angel gives context to that. Angel just what you mean for like talking about defusing them or
yeah,
whatever.
defusing, yeah.
Well, for Angel, it's a time sensitive thing, sure, right? And that's fine. But like the reason they wouldn't take this approach with Kashimo is because like they don't. It's like this, right? There are two win cons to defeating Sukuna here, or like in order to win, right? Two conditions you have to clear rather.
Right.
The first one is defeat Sukuna. The second one is keep Megumi, right?
Right. The first one is a little bit more challenging, I think, than the second one.
Sure, right?
Especially
So
because,
that's
like,
kind of
is defeating Sukuna killing Sukuna? You know what I mean? Or is there, like, some kind of nuance there?
I think Gojo does want to make Sukuna a corpse, right?
Right.
Um, but I also think that he has to be careful about that. Is kind of what I might be getting at. That
Right,
there
right.
and there might be context like, okay, yes, I want Sukuna like to be a dead body, right? But destroying his head is who knows what happens, right?
Hmm.
Gojo is smart, but I don't know if he would be able to surmise that quickly. Um,
Yeah, I could see that becoming a problem.
yeah.
I think my issue, or I guess my concern is if Gojo's this focused on trying to get Megumi back, has he been
Mhm.
subconsciously not going all out to kill Sukuna?
I mean, if you wanted to say that, you could. I don't think so. Just because I think like the only limitation Gojo has, assuming he's not going for the headshot at all, right?
Right.
Is that he can't destroy his head. And I personally don't think until now he's had an opportunity to do that anyways. If I'm just being blatantly honest,
Yeah, no,
right?
no, no. I think the closest he ever got was that red he fired off that threw Sukuna
Mhm.
into his domain. But the Infinite Void opportunity seems like not only the first but the best to do
For
that.
sure. Yeah,
Um, because like with Jogo, for example, he just ripped it off like no sweat,
for
Um,
sure.
and I don't see why. Like, what is the merit there? If you damage the organs, you're more hurting Megumi than Sukuna because even assuming you can bring him back, right? Sukuna could just
Mhm.
refuse to heal them and just be like,
No,
all right,
you don't need that though. You have Yuta and
yeah,
Shoko.
true. Um,
Like Sukuna does not need to be a willing participant anymore. At least in terms of like bringing somebody back, right? Yuta brought Yuji back from like destroying his heart, and Shoko's probably brought a lot of people back from worse too. Um, I imagine that they would be able to contribute something to that. I will say, excuse me once again. Um, what is it? What was I gonna say actually? I just think I actually kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah,
hey,
I
it's
think
okay, man. I've been there. It happens to the best of us.
fair enough, fair enough.
But
Um,
yeah, to your point, I do like Gojo's motivation here or his conduct in the domain is very striking to me, almost as much as the fact that Sukuna was able to just summon Mahoraga in Infinite Void while under the effects of Infinite Void. So either the
mhm,
man still has a crazy amount of I don't know willpower, conscience, whatever, or he can just sort of think about summoning Mahoraga and that's all it takes to start the ritual. Or he had already pre-summoned Mahoraga as like a backup when he was doing his domain, in which case
mhm.
crazy foresight, right? There's I'm curious how Mahoraga was not only able to be there but also adapt to Infinite Void because you just
Yeah.
he needs to be exposed to it first, right? And
Let me.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, that was it. That was the end of my point. It's just crazy.
Let me pose you an idea, right?
All
So
right,
we already know that techniques can be set to activate under certain conditions in the future, right?
right,
Gojo does that with like the limitless. Like he automates it to basically if something can hurt me, activate or like particularly protect me, right?
yeah,
Cool, whatever. Um, Now we know Sukuna also basically, right? In terms of like just general rules, has the capacity and skill level to do anything Gojo can do, right?
right,
We see like the reverse curse technique thing. He's like, if Sukuna just picked up on that, right?
mm-hmm.
Then that's something he just saw Gojo do once and said, mine, right?
Right, yeah,
Now knowing that, do you think it's possible that after the first domain expansion, like the one where he's actually in a measurable void and the sure hit is active, but he's like plastered on Gojo's back. Could he have potentially set Mahoraga to be summoned on a timer if he was ever in that position again? I think that's kind of where my bet is at.
yeah, and
Um,
I could see a case being made for either or. Um,
mhm,
it really depends on how much how much faith you have in Sukuna's abilities to think like proactively. Because for
mhm,
him, right, I don't know about you, but like I was reading it, like the guy, his body language was all, yeah, it's another domain clash, right? I don't think
mhm.
he didn't have like that Mahoraga foresight in him, at least in presentation. So
Sure. But I think that's why you wouldn't have. That's exactly why he one. Well, Jesus, I had a fucking aneurysm. That's exactly why he wouldn't want to have to do it manually. So like, it's just an if this then that, right? In the event I get caught in a domain, activate, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, so it's not that Sukuna necessarily thought he was going to get caught in Gojo's domain in this particular encounter. It's more that like in the event that I get caught in the domain, which is in my opinion, Sukuna's only objective, almost irreversible like his loss,
mhm,
right? Then last resort come out is kind of what I'm thinking, right?
interesting. Okay.
That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. But yeah.
Um, just going through the rest of this chapter, we really covered a lot there during the first half of this episode.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we talked about the memes, the jokes, the
Mm,
fraudulent, and then I mean, I guess this is kind of a little bit more of the serious combo thing, but
mm. Um,
um I
yeah,
never got your answer on this. Do
right.
you think Mahoraga if Mahoraga the only one fighting not Sukuna, Gojo, you think Gojo's like just piecing it up real quick and going back?
Um, okay. I want to give you the long answer, just because I think the short answer wouldn't give my point justice. The short answer is he didn't look like that was the case.
Okay.
The long answer is, look, Gojo. I think I've always said this. He has like 5 abilities, and 3 of them are just offshoots off of the second one, right?
Okay.
So if Mahoraga is able to adapt to arguably his strongest one, then it seems like easy work to go backwards and adapt to the rest.
Yeah.
Now, my problem is, or my hesitation is, Gojo seems to be the most shocked by Mahoraga having already adapted to Infinite Void, right? It's the first time we've seen Gojo really rocked, right? And I mean truly like upset, like confused, befuddled even, is in the last 2 pages of this chapter. That being said, all Mahoraga really needs to do is buy time. He doesn't even need to like flat out beat Gojo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because whether or not Gojo kills Mahoraga, or even is able to, doesn't matter as much as the amount of effort it'll take Gojo to do it, right? And let's say he's like basically on his last legs and he beats Mahoraga, Sukuna's not gonna be in the same ballpark as him. So if they do another domain clash, it's probably gonna be the last one that Gojo's gonna have. You know what I mean?
Okay. Gotcha.
But bright side, Mahoraga will be gone. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, can I bring something up, right? I feel like I'm very rarely like just stumped on something in JJK, but maybe you guys can help me out here, right? Because it seems to me, right, and I may just be stupid, right? So like, bear with me here. But like the way it's talked about when it says like unlimited void hits, right? It's like inside Gojo's domain in the 2 minutes and 40 seconds since the last domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine collapses, right? Now, my confusion stems from the fact that Gojo, the reason it collapses is because Gojo fucking blows up his chest, right?
Right.
So 2 minutes and 40 seconds, though, seems like a really long time to do that, no? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, that is weird. Because unless Sukuna put up some kind of fight in the domain, like what took so long?
Yeah.
Unless he was like searching around, like, do you not know where that organ is? Like,
okay. Hold on, let me listen.
Yeah.
I don't like, and that's not, it's not anything but confusion. I literally don't know what that means, or if it's just like some obvious thing that I'm misreading. Because even if you think, right, it's talking about like, oh, maybe something like there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds that would have been left, but Gojo actually got it done. Like he punched Yugen in the chest in 20 seconds. I'm like, 20 seconds still seems like a mad long time to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These characters, Gojo can use blue. They're obviously like their regular abilities are heightened. You're telling me it took 20 seconds for Gojo to punch Yugen in the chest? Either way, I'm kind of confused, man.
Yeah, he has to have been doing something else. Especially, I don't know if Sukuna is able to perceive what Gojo's doing in Unlimited Void while he's under the effects of the domain. But yeah, either something fishy went on in Unlimited Void, or Gojo just like literally did not know where the heart was. Like he just like, shit. Was it in the chest or like lower in the abdomen? Fuck. I should have listened to Shoko.
Yeah. I should have listened to Shoko. It was funny. Real quick, M3D, thank you for the 5. It'll be a rerun of Shibuya. I think in reference to the Mahoraga question. It's free, but takes some time so you can recover it, and whatever gave Gojo that nosebleed becomes apparent. Very possible.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that the 6 eyes gave him that nosebleed, or just overuse of it. I
think he's more saying like it'll be exacerbated.
I mean, really, what Gojo needs is just to close his eyes for a bit. I genuinely think that's it.
Got you. Genuinely, bro just needs to blink. His eyes are getting dry.
Yeah.
No, but Calibre X4, thank you for the 10. I think it may be worth noting that Maho adapting to something doesn't mean he's immune to something. Yeah, this is something we've
Yeah.
acknowledged before.
Yeah.
We saw this in Shibuya where he was still getting slashed after adapting to slashing techniques. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he's like immune, but it just more so means if you're not killing him with that, what even is the point?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, because I think the main mechanism for Maharaga's adaptability is just he adapts the means to better defend himself or cancel out the thing that can harm him, but he can't like become like fundamentally immune to that damage that thing causes, right?
For sure.
So with Sukuna, he can probably the adaptability is okay. I've now developed the ability to cancel out a slash with my own slash because that's kind of what it looked like. But the rate of that, the strength of that, it all like gets overpowered.
Depends.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends and gets overpowered by Malevolent Shrine.
For sure. M3D, thank you for the 5. Wait, I got you, BR. In the 0.01 second delay, Sukuna was only slightly damaged, but that damage nerfs. Okay, that makes sense. So the way you would be read then is like Sukuna gets punched in the chest, right? The domain is still active though, and that didn't make Sukuna collapse the domain. He's just now fighting with a hole in his chest. Or like just damage in general fighting against Gojo and then it collapses. That makes sense. That's
what
fair.
I want to know though is when did this damage to Sukuna's internal organs become a factor against him? Because like with Yuji, that he literally shrugged it off. It was no problem for him, right? He was like not shaving. He was like going through his hair in the rain while fighting Megumi. You know, he was having a blast. So
sure,
like,
it might just be the intensity of who he's fighting, though. You know what I mean? Like, because even Megumi actually makes mention, right, that he's like the whole thing that he's going for is to push Sukuna to the point where he has to regen his heart, right? So even back then, Megumi was very fucking ambitious with that, right? But even back then, like it is implied that like there is a limit to how much Sukuna can function without it. It's just with Megumi that limit's not hit, right?
Right.
With Gojo, I would assume, especially in the domain, it is, right? It's like you're fighting him under circumstances where you're already weaker, right? You're not using any of your techniques because you can't, right? And Gojo's using his techniques and just throwing hands, right? And you now your heart's exploded. Fuck. And then that's why I guess you lost like that. So that makes sense. Appreciate that actually. That helps because I was reading that like there's no way Gojo took 2 minutes and 40 seconds to fucking punch him once, man. One minor detail real quick I thought was just funny, interesting, whatever, right? There seems to be like, you know, Gojo punches him in the chest, and it's like not just that it hurts Sukuna, but the rule of like whoever Gojo touches not being affected by immeasurable weight also seems to take effect too, which is like funny. Sukuna seems to become like lucid again. He's like, oh shit. I just thought that was like a really, you know, his eyes glaze over for a panel, and then the next one he's like, uh-oh, that wasn't good. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. You know what? I mean, it's... Wait, so just to reiterate, the initial attack hurt Sukuna, right? And then Gojo capped it off with the puncture. So, what? Sukuna was just resisting, right? For basically the additional time?
It's more... Okay, so Sukuna's domain is still up, right?
Right.
So they're still clashing. When Sukuna gets punched in the chest, that's not enough to make his domain collapse immediately. Unless by resisting you meant they're still fighting in the domain, and I just misunderstood.
No, resisting like bringing down the domain. Specifically.
Yeah, that is what he's like. They're just still domain clashing until it takes him 3 minutes, but he only lasted 2 minutes and 40 seconds, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, obviously this was a great chapter. Cool, like cliffhanger to end off on, getting into the third, whatever next. I want to say second phase of this fight. I think we've all been waiting for Sukuna to whip out Megumi's technique for a minute now, and you know what? A couple episodes ago, I think the first one of this fight, I was like, man, it would be hilarious if after the hollow purple thing, Sukuna just retaliated with like, all right, bet here's Mahoraga.
Yeah. Just a little bit of lag for that.
Yeah, just a little bit of lag, which is really funny. He was just like, no, we're going straight to the big boy. Because I don't think any of the other Shikigami are gonna cut it. Straight up, I think Gojo would just kill him. Like the bull oh no, what am I gonna do? You know.
Huh. Yeah.
um, yeah. So can't wait to see how Gojo deals with this. Unfortunately, Gege's taking a break next week. I'm not happy about it, but he doesn't
Hmm.
listen to me anymore. We're not as locked in as we used to be, me and him. Brother to brother, but whatever.
Huh. Yeah, man. I bet you guys weren't.
Brothers fight.
For sure. You guys just having a little scuffle right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll get through it though. It's just a rough patch.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
like,
Okay. Well.
oh, Kreams, I need to get 8 hours of sleep. I'm like, I don't think so, bro. Where was this energy the last couple years?
It's funny. You Horikoshi, you tell him to rest in one moment. The next, it's Gege.
I mean,
Don't rest.
Horikoshi
I'm like,
writes
damn, bro.
My Hero Academia, bro. He can afford to take a couple months off. I mean,
Bro,
weeks.
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Um,
No, bro. I'm giving you permission, Gege. Take breaks whenever you want, bro. I'll allow it.
not whenever you want. No, Gege, listen to me. You're legally not allowed to take breaks for the 3 weeks in between the course of the anime. like you're simply not doing that. Like
Yeah.
any other time, I'll tolerate it, but not those 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see 3 back-to-back bangers.
Yeah. Chris Whitey, thank you for the 2. Gojo thought Red would one-shot Mahoraga. I thought that was kind of funny. It's not that it couldn't. It's just hilarious because Red has never one-shot anybody.
Literally ever. It's barely damaged people. Yeah.
Toji tanks it and he's like, oh, my lip's bleeding. Jogo takes it like Jogo takes it.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like, his head is bleeding. He took damage, right? He didn't tank it, but it's like, oh, he's not dying. You know what I mean? Same thing for Sukuna. Obviously, he can probably amp it, right? So I'm not saying Gojo's wrong. It is just hilarious that he brought out like his his like on-screen least lethal technique against him. Like, bro, if you don't spring for the hollow purple, but nah, yeah.
Yeah. I think next week we'll have something fun planned, or try to fill in the gap, that Gege left in our hearts and in our schedules.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming out. You guys really showed a lot of support. Thank you. For all the people that became members, we appreciate you. For all the people that gifted memberships, thank you. Everybody that donated, we appreciate you. And everybody that just showed up, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week, probably with some bullshit. Next week is also the week we're finishing Monster, and we're also going to be, kind of taking suggestions for the next membership poll book club. So, look forward to that.
Yep.
We'll see you guys later.
Thursday. We'll see you members
Thursday.
Thursday, and we'll see the everybody else on Sunday, as per usual.